perfect generator for your space. Go to callcurrent.com for more information. That's callcurrent.com.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I thought I had some great teammates here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, but I learned differently today. My name is Ben Brust, alongside Kyle Wallace, the heartbeat of the show, the Whitefish Bay graduate that feels betrayed. Say something, Kyle.
Feels, I am. Ain't no feels. This is reality. This is facts. Facts, baby.
That is what he's feeling. He's feeling the facts.
Facts. They ain't feeling, it's facts. Kyle is betrayed.
6-year NFL punter Brad Nortman alongside him. What's up, Brad?
Hey, what's up?
Chris Larson running the show. Now, why I said I thought I had teammates that I enjoyed being around, we had an opportunity this afternoon in the rain out here in the Milwaukee area to go out to Craig Council Park. We were not there to vandalize. We were there to put things in the past. We were there to bury the memories and move forward. Now, here's the thing. I'm driving all of us, and I didn't get one thank you. Not a single thank you. What I get is Kyle sitting in the front seat, looking at the right mirror that, like, are we safe to get over after I've checked twice? I have Kyle yelling at me for throwing an apple core out of the window. I mean, like, you were just all in my case, and no one said thank you.
I don't think you deserve a thank you.
Why is that?
I mean, we experience a lot together, right? We're on the air 3 hours together, but nothing really brings out someone's personality like something we just experienced. A little bit of KBN road trip. We're doing sort of a team building activity by putting Craig Council's memory behind us at Craig Council's field. And there were just some troubling things we witnessed. One of which I can say was that the amount of texting while driving, scanning the phone, watching videos, and you know, there are some people that can handle that well. So Ben's driving around Whitefish Bay on the expressway.
I handled it great.
And okay,
are we all here?
Seemingly,
was there a close call?
But
there
now
we go.
But now I'm thanking the good Lord above that we are, because we were in pre-show map. We were in pre-show prep. And we're spitballing ideas. I come up with a great one. I say, hey, Ben, how about this? And I lay it out on him. And he's got his head buried in his phone. And then he looks at me and says, sorry, what was that again? I missed all that. And I was just like,
wait, this is while we were driving?
No. This was
He don't even remember. He don't even remember.
He has no idea. So what that tells me is that when he is focused on his phone, there's nothing else going on outside of it. He's not great at multitasking. We should have been fearing for our lives, Kyle. Fearing for them.
So here's the thing, all right? What I learned today, and I'm coming to learn, is that this is Ben's world, and we're all just living in it. And I hope his baby mama and his baby is ready, because you're going to have some competition coming in a couple weeks from now, a couple months from now. So I hope you're ready for that. This is your world, and we all just living in it.
Why is that?
We go there, and first things first is that we go there, we go to record this thing. And while driving, you're mad at me because as a person in the front seat, I just naturally look.
Nobody likes the backseat driver.
Took offense to it.
Trust me.
I didn't even say a word. I was sitting there on my phone, and all I felt was the car moving. And so what I did as a person who naturally is just in the car, I look up. I didn't look up worried. I didn't look concerned. I didn't say, ooh, Ben. I didn't even know I even did it. You had to tell me I did it. And all of a sudden, I'm a backseat driver for just being aware of my surroundings.
Trust me. Just trust me.
See,
do you trust me from 2 to 5?
Listen, I trusted you while driving. driving, though I probably shouldn't have. I was trusting you.
You drive. You said you drive like a Kia boy.
And you drive like a Kia boy, too.
No, I don't.
Oh, yes, you do. And then we can
There's a couple of hot corners.
There was a couple of hot corners. First and foremost, what do Kia boys do? They sit in alleys and do their thing. Why? Because they act like they own the place. So he blocked the alley. And the only reason he left the alley.
He did block the alley.
No, I pulled to the right, you idiots.
The only reason he left the alley was because his neighbor he don't like was just pulling by. And he said, well, I got to go because if I stay here, they're going to come she's going to come ask me what's going on. I got to get. It wasn't because he was blocking it. He wasn't concerned about inconveniencing her. He was concerned that the neighbor was going to ask, are you okay? That's the first thing that we should have saw. And then
real quick, 800-990-3776. I guess if you want to take me out, you can take me out, or you can give your travel pet peeves, because mine is now just traveling anywhere with you guys because you're ungrateful.
No. I'm
backseat driver yelling at me for throwing out an apple core. James in Milwaukee chimes in. I throw banana peels out the window all the time.
No. See,
it's good for the environment. So Benny and I are nature crusaders.
No, you're not nature crusaders. You know what you are? You are breaking the law. It is illegal to throw anything. That is everything, whether it's an apple, whether it's a piece of paper, whether it's a cigarette, anything. It is illegal to throw that out the window.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know you were a narc.
That's littering. That is illegal. And I hope MPD, Whitefish Bay PD, everybody, please start writing tickets for people littering, because when we drive down the street, we see all this stuff on the road. It's not like it decomposes like that, like it's magic. It takes time. So now you're de-beautifying the beautiful neighborhoods across the city of Milwaukee. I can keep going down this list because you drive like a Kia boy, because you know what? You have an option, and you have an option to follow the rule of law. It's something you don't do. So instead of getting on the freeway the correct way, you decide to make an illegal turn and sit there and say, Brad, behind this big dump truck is in the way. Oh, man, it's messing up here.
Do I look good? Am I good to go?
Yeah, do you know what?
That's not my role.
Exactly.
You're driving the car.
Exactly. If you would have actually followed the pathway that you're supposed to get on the freeway, you don't have to worry about that. Maybe that's why they don't want people making left turns, because they want to avoid accidents. So I'm just saying.
I've illegally turned that left for the last 4 months.
You should.
And I'm still here.
You should.
800-990-3776, your travel pet peeves. Josh DiMaggio chimes in, producer of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Kyle, it's been how long, and you were just realizing this is Ben's world?
Oh, my God.
He also chimes in that he didn't know Kyle was a cop. I didn't either, Josh. I didn't know I signed up to work with a cop who's going to be mad at me for throwing an apple core out the window.
My father was a sanitation supervisor for the city of Milwaukee. That man will literally go in the garbage and take anything that's supposed to be recycled and put it in the recycling bin. So I was raised around that. So absolutely,
your daddy's a fraud. You know why? Because you told me that he flicked cigarette butts out the window.
You all have your down. You have your down.
Ezra from Port Washington chimes in, says Kyle is a weenie. I agree.
Hey, tap me in here. This is a travel pet peeve plus something we experienced today. On long drives, I hate frequent stops. When you have to stop a bunch, or it's like, I gotta go to the bathroom, we need gas, all this kind of stuff. I hate. Let's just roll. We got something to do. Let's roll and do it. We went from our downtown offices to Whitefish Bay and Craig Council Park. That's like a 15-minute drive at worst. We stopped at Ben Brust's house. Not once. But twice.
No. There is a reason for that.
Hey, I was thinking the same thing.
Hey, it is his world.
Leaving us in the car like we some damn kids.
What are we doing?
Was I supposed to invite you in?
No, this is making all these damn stuff.
We stayed in the car.
This is supposed to be a 15-minute ordeal. Bitch, I'm gonna stop here. I gotta go home.
We gotta stop at the house.
So we had
second time.
But why did we have to stop there? It's because when we went there, and we went and paid our tribute to Craig Council.
I got my hands dirty.
He got his hands dirty, and when he got his hands dirty, he said, "Hey, Brad, can you lift up my shirt so I can wipe my?" I looked at him. I'm like, "Hell, don't ask me, because I'm not." I just stood with the baseball bat, like I'm not sitting here and.
Well, you guys were too scared for me to bring the shovel out because you thought we were gonna get arrested.
I mean, I was concerned.
And so
about that.
I had to use my hands and dig the dirt, in which you can see a video in which we bury a bobblehead of Craig Council later. So guess who's getting his hands dirty? Guess who wiped his hands on his own clothes because we didn't have a towel? I just need a little assistance.
You could have went to the bathroom and cleaned off your hands. They literally is a
there
public
were puddles everywhere.
That's what
everywhere.
I'm like, there's puddles. I'm like, what? Like, this is the first go-to is your shirt. All this water and your shirt.
And you know who else got their hands dirty? Me. Because I'm the one that lifted up Ben's quarter zip so he could access his white shirt underneath. Not once, but twice. And the second time, Ben says, oh, shoot, my pants are falling down.
Yeah,
Little do I know. I was like, Ben, where's your belt? He goes, I don't wear belts.
I turned my head.
And you know what I saw? These eyes saw a pretty white tan line of pants that are starting to fall down. And I'm like, and for avid listeners, they know he doesn't wear underwear either.
And so I
felt like,
is this a roast? Like, what does this turn into?
No, I turned my head.
This is an area of grievances.
I said, listen, I do not want to see anything. If them pants fall down, I don't want to see nothing because you don't wear underwear. We can keep going because another thing in the car. Because do you remember in the car? I said, I'm a little cold, so he turns my heated seat on. But then we get back in the car, it was off. And then on top of that, he asked, are you guys hot? And we said, no, we're fine. What'd he do? Roll down my damn window. I'm like, what? I'm like, why's my window down?
Yeah, you can handle
I'm
it.
cold. I cracked the window. Why you touch my window?
That was crazy,
Feel my hands. Are my hands cold?
Oh, you're still chilled,
I'm
Kyle.
still cold.
He's
but
still
Ben want to
chilled.
roll down windows.
You chose to live in this state.
I literally said to myself, I said, oh, this man is in full control. Turn my hot seat off and roll down my window.
I didn't turn your hot seat off. That stays on.
It was off. It was off. I looked to the right. I said, dang, you done turned my seat
No,
one
it
wrong.
goes down over time.
Well,
I put this the Zimrick European and the wonderful Mercedes app.
very wonderful.
I could control
a nice
your
car.
heated seat, so I put it on right away for you, and this is what I get in return.
After I said I was cold, and then when you got hot, you wanted to roll down windows and didn't even ask anybody about it. Roll out my window.
Our big mistake, even though Ben has an awesome car, shouldn't have let Ben drive.
No.
Too much control. Too much control for Ben.
Stopping at his house, getting lunch, getting food.
Yeah.
Saying what up to his dogs.
Twice. Before and after we stopped at
We
his
had to
house.
get a shovel.
And then,
We didn't even use it.
we didn't even use it. Then the last thing, though, Brad, what we forgot,
What's that?
we stopped at Walgreens that we thought to get some flowers. Hell no, we didn't stop at Walgreens for no flowers. We stopped at Walgreens because he had air in the run.
That's right.
Oh, y'all not gonna stay in the car? Hey, talk about where should we go? I said we go to this place.
Yeah,
He went to
we did.
Walgreens. The Walgreens by his house. I said, this ain't this something. I said, boy, oh boy, this is Ben's world that we living in. I think
This
I'm
was
done.
supposed to be a team building experience.
I think we're
of all
team building right now. This is
mourn-
great. You guys understand I rule the roost.
to mourn Craig Council, and I'm not sure we've ever been more divided.
I don't know. I don't think you guys have ever been closer.
Yeah, no.
It's true.
I'm glad you peeped it too. I'm glad. I was like, okay, well,
Man.
I was there for a
Man,
good
you guys
time.
are such weenies, by the way. You guys didn't say a thing to me. Y'all just sat in the car like a bunch of babies and just ate it.
We just accept who you are. Like, hey, is this what we gonna do? We gonna do. You know, I'm just riding along in the car. I'm not gonna sit here and object to anything, but I did peep it, especially with my window, because I don't like when people touch my window.
It's my damn car.
And that's why
Shut the hell up.
I didn't say anything.
Were there child locks on? Could you have rolled it
Oh,
up?
I should.
Or did you control it even that
No,
much?
he could have rolled it up.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely.
But
so we sitting
like
there-
I said again, he's such a baby that he didn't roll his damn window up.
Hey, you roll it up eventually. I said, hey, it's his car. You know, I don't want to. I'm in somebody else's world, and I was appreciative
No,
of you
doesn't
driving.
sound like it.
But I mean, you sitting there watching videos while making left turns, and then
Oh, yeah, you guys forgot about that.
And then said, oh, I hate when people don't put on their signal. Well, hey,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I hate
You
when
did
people
say
don't.
that. That was so
I was saying
funny.
why he over here
It was
texting
visceral.
and
Oh, I
watching.
hate when people don't do that.
Meanwhile, he watching videos. Like what? I said, this is crazy.
It was crazy.
You know, it's funny to hear you guys with a red light up, and then you guys get all excited to be chitty chatty and just throw all your pet peeves about Ben right now.
Yeah.
No,
This is a safe place.
This is
You
all
guys
in
are a bunch
45
of
minutes.
weenies
Yeah,
for
no,
not
this
saying
wasn't
anything
even
in the
like-
moment.
This isn't like it was a 9-hour drive together. This all happened in like literally 30 minutes. How can you pack this much into that short period of time? It's mind blowing.
The two things
I should get a round of applause.
No, I mean that is crazy. That is a lot. That's a lot to deal with.
Are you guys
But-
exhausted?
Was
it stressful?
It was a lot. It was a lot. But the only two things I said were two things that I thought were completely egregious. Is the making a left turn when you're not supposed to and throwing something out the window as if the apple couldn't wait. He just chucked it off the window.
I don't want to get my hands sticky and touch the car.
You're destroying. I mean, you're not destroying the environment, but you're littering. And as Josh told us, is that when you throw stuff out by the freeway, that's where birds go and try to get food, and then that causes animals to get hit by cars. So you're contributing
Now
to
I'm killing
roadkill.
animals.
Yeah, you are. You're a murderer of animals.
800-990-3776. Again, 800-990-3776. Travel pet peeves. I mean, you listed out a lot of them.
We just listed out the problems with you.
I realize that. 800-990-3776. Kyle likes turbulence. You're such a weirdo. 800-990-3776. That's next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light.
I'm not
in the right
taking any
direction.
credence to the guy kicking it 45, 50 yards down the
Nothing
field.
wrong with the
He was
40
in the
yard.
Sounds like the specialists were on the same page.
No, he was in the locker room.
Yeah,
He saw
I'm
the
sure
way-
Brad Nortman and Cam Newton were yapping it up together.
but
Hey,
no,
we have the
my
same page,
guy.
bro.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Yeah, they're football guys, but they don't shy away from the big topics of the day.
Andy Reid's a dog? No,
Andy Reid's not a dog.
It does not have to be
Come on, he's like a Saint Bernard.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by American Family Insurance.
It doesn't have to be hulking. Oh, it's an attitude.
Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields. If you're in the market for a full-size 8-passenger SUV, look no further than the Defender 130. And with the Defender 90, the 110, and this 130, there's luxury and the right size for everyone. And now is the best time to take advantage of a great offer like this.
For a limited time, get 3.9% special APR rate for up to 60 months on new 2023 Defenders at Land Rover Waukesha. Go to LandRoverWaukesha.com.
So I have been in the operating room most of my career, watching people have orthopedic surgery, watching people get knees replaced, hips replaced, shoulders fixed, and I knew there had to be a better way.
That's Dr. Daniel Zuckerman, a medical director for QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in non-invasive regenerative treatments for pain relief.
I see so many people who could have been helped before they got to the operating room if only they had known about regenerative medicine.
QC Kinetics, a natural alternative that uses your body's own healing properties to help restore and repair damaged joint tissue, providing long-lasting relief without drugs, surgery, or downtime.
Well, it feels great when I do get to see somebody who we help, who I know I kept out of the operating room. It's amazing how we change people's lives without surgery.
Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Ashton Rotman with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Franklin Sabres football's Terrence Shelton Jr. A monumental performance from the senior running back in Franklin's Level 3 playoff game at Muskego last week. 33 carries, 194 yards rushing, and a touchdown as the Sabres avenged last season's loss to Muskego with a second-half barrage, winning 35-7. Shelton Jr. racking up the Southeast Conference awards this season as well. He was recognized as the running back of the year, the offensive player of the year, and was also named first team all-conference. The running back is committed to continue his football career in college at the University of Buffalo. He also got 11 Division I offers aside from that one. Congratulations to Terrence Shelton Jr. on being this week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, and good luck against Sussex Hamilton in Level 4 on Friday.
Life's better with an auto policy from American Family Insurance. No matter what dreams you're driving towards. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto coverage at the right price. You'll also save up to 23% when you bundle auto with home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
They say seeing is believing. And when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sportsbook, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
spent 40 minutes together going from downtown Milwaukee out to Craig Council Park and back. But apparently they came up with all the issues that I provided, which was I stopped too many times. We had to go to my house twice. I can't multitask. I'm texting while driving. Kyle's upset because I threw out an apple core onto the street, or into the grass, rather.
While driving, just recklessly threw it out the window.
Made Brad lift my shirt up to wipe my dirty hands.
It's so good.
Made an illegal left, took up the full alley, and I rolled down Kyle's window. That all happened in 40 minutes. Is there anything else that you get?
After Kyle had stated he was cold.
Oh, yeah, that's probably true. Travel pet peeves, 800-990-3776. Steven chimes in, getting to the airport too close to the scheduled boarding time. See, that's not one for me. I know that is for some people. I'm okay if I know that I'm there and everything's on time. If I'm too what happens if you show up too close and something happens?
Yeah, I mean, what change the gate, something like that. I mean, there's a lot that could go wrong. You want to give yourself a little bit of safety margin on that.
Yeah, I'm getting anxiety thinking about it.
Yeah, I've got two that come to mind. One of which we already touched base on, but I learned something about Kyle today too.
Kill his ass.
No, this is actually just gonna be a compliment.
Damn.
Thank you, Brad. Let's hear it.
But remember the very first Hear Brad Out, I said if you put your seat back on an airplane, you're a jerk, right? I said that, and that's one of my pet peeves. And you both said, that's not a problem. Lean your seat back, do whatever you want. We go into Ben's car. I go in the back seat, and I say, hey, Kyle, you take the shotgun, right?
Why the hell at 6'4" did you let Kyle take the front seat back?
Let the man
go to the back.
Yeah.
But Brad,
just two guys are just trying to outserve one another, right? But Kyle,
you guys are so freaking wonderful.
But Kyle, we get out at wherever he went, CVS, Walgreens, wherever it was. And he goes, oh, Brad, is that how much room you got back there? I was like, that's not nearly enough. And I was like, oh, don't worry about it. We get right back into the car and he pushes his seat back up. So I actually think you are a believer in keeping your seat up and not putting it back on the airplane.
It's one thing to do it to somebody like in a car where you can adjust it. It's another thing, like if you're on an airline, you knew what you signed up for. You didn't sign up to be crunched in the back. You allowed me to have the front.
That's
I'm going to allow for you to be able to sit back there and be very comfortable. But on the plane, that's something different. Hey, you signed up for that.
That's fair. My second one is, in a plane particularly, armrest domination. When the person next to you just takes over the armrest.
That is a battle.
That is, yes. And I'm the kind of guy that I'm like, this is like no man's land. This is our division, having this armrest here. So I'm going to keep my elbows right inside.
Oh, so you don't go for it?
I don't. But I expect you to do the same.
No, I would love
if you're dominating that armrest, and if you're coming into my seat, oh boy, that's a pet peeve.
This is how that works. If you are on a normal flight with 3 rows, 3 seats on each side, the person in the middle should have first right of refusal when it comes to the middle seat. Why? Because the armrest, because they're the ones who have to be squished in the middle. The least we can do is allow them to put their elbows up and have a little bit of comfort. So I'll look at you because I don't like sitting in the middle seat. If you're in the middle seat and you ain't using that one, I'll put my elbow up there because I need to stretch out myself.
You also can share, right? Like
no.
I don't know. Like, you're touching skin with someone else.
No.
That's weird.
If you put your elbow on the back half and they take over the majority of the front half, I've seen it work.
Isn't that a little too intimate for a stranger?
Yeah, see,
kind of crossing elbows.
I mean, I asked you to lift my shirt up today.
We are no strangers, though.
Well, we're getting there. Yeah. Rob chimes in, says the person who is driving gets to control the radio/music. Don't touch it if you're not driving. And I think that one should not be debated unless you give permission.
That was another thing. I got kind of salty because when you press the button in the middle, and we were on 94.5 ESPN as always, and then you press on, we were on 620, and I was going to say, oh, is the next button going to be the truth?
Well, I have it in the presets. That wasn't the presets.
Oh, what was it? How did it?
That was just like the
flip to AM to FM, maybe?
No, it's just like I could scroll through all the stations on FM. And I accidentally knocked the dial, and it went to HD2, which is 94.5 HD2, which is 620 WTMJ, our sister station. Yeah.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that either. I was actually going to ask to put the truth on, but I said, it's your car.
See, you could have asked. What I've learned today is we've all learned a lot. They learned that I am, what would you say? Very particular? Like to control the situation?
No. You move at your own pace and tempo. Because it is your world that we're living in.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it.
Yeah, I'm not saying you're not inconsiderate because you're very considerate, but Ben has been first.
That is fair. That is fair. Since you threw in the I am considerate part at the beginning, you buttered me up. I learned that you guys don't freaking say anything until it gets to the point where I have to push you to say something. I mean, how many times you could have said, "Hey, put on 101.7 The Truth." Hey, can you roll up my window? I'm cold.
I mean, that's what douchebags do. You get in somebody else's car, you're telling them what to do. Like, if this is what you want, I'm allowed. It's
speak up,
because you have because you have too many people who like view their worlds, selfishly through their own eyes. You can't have too many of those people all in one car together.
Yeah,
we're gonna let you live in your world for a moment. But I mean, if we start saying all this stuff,
now you're both talking down to me.
No, wait a minute.
You're considerate, but you do your own thing. You live in your own world.
How would it have been received? Would it have been received well? If every time that we felt like we had been,
of course it wouldn't have been received well. I would have been pissed off.
And you would have came into your car in the truck on the radio.
I will say you did call out the Apple thing. It was like, what? We got an Apple out the window.
You did freak out.
Ben immediately defended himself.
He did.
That's right. I do throw out the window.
Not that he did just break the law. He's just like, what do you mean? Don't everybody do it? I'm like, okay, all right.
So we do have on Twitter at KBN ESPN, since Kyle is just ridiculous when it comes to littering, I guess. We have it.
I get. What do you mean? I guess. I mean, you can go look at the statute that they have from Milwaukee. That was illegal. It's like dumping. That's illegal.
Is there anything legal to throw out the window?
No, nothing. There is literally nothing you can throw out the window. Why would we? What? Bird seeds, maybe? Grass, fertilizer. That's about it. You can't throw anything.
Weed killer.
Is it frowned upon to throw an apple core out your window? 18% of the people say yes, that is littering. 82% say no, it is biodegradable.
Wow.
And people say, I call that bird food, Kyle, because that's what it is.
No,
and it's okay.
No, that's not how the birds get fed. You're messing with the natural environment. Birds eat grass or seeds or whatever the hell they eat. They don't have to eat stuff that you throw out the window. That's not good for them.
That would be the tastiest meal any bird or squirrel or deer would ever have. Could you imagine for the first time biting into something that's not like, seeds or just grass?
All right, I guess JB and the V chimes in. You still litter? What is this, 1970? Clean it up, bro.
Yep, shout out to JD. He knows what's
Chris
up.
in Middleton, I'm on your side, Benny. I, too, throw out the apple core when I'm driving. It's leftover food for the wildlife. See, I care about the wildlife. I care about the animals. Kyle,
you don't. It's not about. It's not about the animals. It's about the fact that you don't want to inconvenience yourself.
What's the best part about a meal?
The best part about a meal?
Dessert.
Oh, stop it.
We're giving the animals dessert.
You're doing it.
Tasty natural sugars.
You're doing it out of convenience for yourself. There is I don't know what school you went to where they told you throwing stuff out the window of your car was the stuff you're supposed to do.
So you've never thrown anything. Chris, wait a second. Let's switch gears here for a second. You say you've thrown out a chicken leg before?
Yeah, why not? You go to KFC, you get some chicken, and you're eating a chicken leg on the way home from it, and you're just like, I'm done with this.
Who in the right mind eats a chicken leg from a fast food restaurant while driving?
Why not?
Yeah.
You don't eat and drive?
That's more dangerous than what I was doing today, having a greasy steering wheel.
The pot calling the kettle black. He over here talking about see, that's the problem. You talking about what's dangerous. You were driving with one hand and eating an apple with the other.
Was I doing that too?
What do you mean? When did you eat the apple, Ben? When did you eat the apple?
That's true.
Were we idle when you were eating the apple?
I got a question about the chicken leg. Isn't that the same thing as just like an animal dying in the woods or the field?
Exactly,
or the side? Like it's just a bone of meat. How is that?
Just is that you are?
That's natural.
You are
as natural as it comes.
You are voluntarily taking the killed animal and killing it and putting it out there.
But it's just a small leg too. It's not like a chicken breast or something like that, or a thigh or whatnot. It's just a little leg.
I can't believe you eat chicken while driving.
No,
why not?
Because the wheel gets slippery.
Well, because he's hungry.
You got napkins?
Yeah, no, I'm with you, Chris. I eat while I'm driving because I'm hungry at times. But there's literally a box that you're grabbing it out of that you can just put the.
So I had the chicken leg in my disgusting mouth. So I'm going to put that with the rest of the chicken that somebody else might eat besides me.
Wait, you're sharing chicken while you're driving?
No, when I'm bringing it home.
I mean, I'm sure you're bringing it to somebody who loves you. So,
well. Here's where we're going to switch to now, because I do want to get to Jordan Love. We heard from Adam Schefter on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Mornings, 94.5 ESPN. And we want to know, are the next 4 games going to outweigh the first 8 when it comes to evaluating Jordan Love? Plus, Brad Oatmeal Nortman has brought in oatmeal. You can bring some for homeboy Chris as well?
I didn't. But Chris, I don't think you... You like oatmeal, right? Or do you not like oatmeal?
I eat oatmeal, yeah, but I don't eat things other people prepare for me.
I thought there was a reason. I thought there was a reason why. But you can. Hey, actually, I don't need to have mine. You can taste. I made some for these two and me.
I'm good.
Okay. He doesn't want your nasty hands that made oatmeal.
Yeah. Did you? Now you just pour the oats out.
I was very, very clean when it comes to this because I was thinking about you, Kyle Wallace.
Thank you.
Knowing that this is happening in the Nortman kitchen, and you want that A on that Nortman kitchen from the food and safety.
If we learn
Speaking after riding with this man today, do you think the chili that he offered us was the A outside of the Brust?
I don't. Listen to this. Okay, can we add another thing to this thing? Hold on.
Now we're taking out my chili, and we got one more thing.
Quick one. We park in the parking garage, and Ben opens the back seat behind him, looking through some stuff. And like he picks out of somewhere in the back seat like a sole of a shoe, and he goes, "Oh, look, a sole!" And like no idea where it comes from. I mean,
no, I know exactly where it goes. It goes with my gym bag. I only had one insole.
I didn't see any gym equipment in the back seat.
I only have one. I lost one, and so now I found it. Yeah,
it was a free for all back there, Kyle. Like it was me in the wilderness in that back seat.
my Timberland boots were definitely there as well.
Those are pretty cool though.
Thank you, Greg Scalzo, for getting me those. KBN Academy, we try oatmeal, and we discuss Jordan Love all next. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin, presented by the official beer of the NFL. Bud Light.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light.
My offer, as we've come up with at KBN, thanks to JD and Fondy, reutilizing Judy, who's still in my garage right now.
Is she a big booty Judy or a little flapjack booty Judy?
She's got a little something to her. I'll say that.
Oh, she got some
Judy the blow-up doll. She got a little something to her.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Hey, it's Gary Olson here for Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center. Looking for that midday escape? Or maybe you want to impress a client? No matter the season, rain, snow, or shine, Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is open for you. A top-tech, cutting-edge golf experience that gives you the chance to play legendary courses. Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center simulators, entertainment, and best Bloody Marys make it feel like summer all year round. Just $35 an hour gets you a round and puts that summer feel back in your life. Book your bay at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust. Men can be their own worst critics, especially as we get older and compare our current self to the younger version. The experts at Forward Healthy Lifestyles in Germantown help men with testosterone optimization, regenerative medicines, heart health screenings, weight loss, and yes, sexual enhancement services. Forward Healthy Lifestyles can offer regained energy and endurance, more muscle and tone, enhanced performance, joint therapies, and more. Change your life and stop comparing who you are now to who you used to be. Visit ForwardHealthyLifestyles.com for a free consultation.
Stay up to date on the green and gold all season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Hey, it's Jason Wildick for Associated Bank. Looking for a bank with home field advantage? You got it. At Associated Bank, we're more than just a bank. We're your neighbors. That's why scoring a Packers checking account is the right play for your pay. And here's the kicker. Your Packers debit card gets you 10% off at the Packers Pro Shop. Join the team today. Open your Packers checking account at AssociatedBank.com/Packers. Associated Bank, the bank of the Packers since 1919. Your money works here. Member FDIC.
Current Electric offers professional generator installation services to homes throughout Milwaukee and surrounding areas. With more and more energy needed to power our homes and businesses, blackouts are becoming an increasingly common occurrence. Whether they're due to unexpected storms, grid issues, or down power lines, it is both inconvenient and potentially dangerous to lose power. Let the superheroes from Current Electric find the perfect generator for your space. Go to callcurrent.com for more information. That's callcurrent.com.
Are you ready to be treated like a VIP? Drop the third-party apps.
And download the Cousins Club app for true VIP status. Then order your favorite subs and sides directly on the Cousins Club app to reap the rewards. You'll get access to exclusive, limited-time only products, coupons, and special offers. And you'll earn reward points, free food, and Cousins merchandise. Now that's how a VIP should be treated. Cousins Subs. We believe in better.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
One more time.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. I'm Ben Brust alongside Kyle Wallace, who's been betrayed by Craig Counsell, and that's a fact, he says. No? It's not a fact?
No, it is a fact. There is no questioning about it.
All right, you were shaking your head no. So I don't want to misrepresent you.
No, I was just moving my head.
Brad Nortman, 6-year NFL punter with us as well. Homeboy Chris running the show. JV and the V chimes in. Dude buys a 12-piece bucket of chicken for the fam and comes home with an 8-piece. That's in regard to Chris Larson eating chicken legs and chicken wings while driving home.
He's not wrong.
I guess he's not wrong. KBN Academy time.
In radio, our goal's pretty simple.
Just so you know, we really suck.
Have an A show or an F show.
Hey, I'll decide who sucks around here.
The same goes for topics in this next segment. This is the KBN Academy.
Those that can't do, teach.
Kyle Wallace has his cape on as he is a master's degree graduate from University of Central Michigan.
Come on now, Central Michigan University. Get it right now. Don't mess up my school now.
Fire up chips.
Fire up chips.
Central Michigan University. Brad Nortman's got his MBA from
Indiana University.
Wow, that's kind of smart, actually.
Yeah.
Business?
Yeah.
Kelly?
Yep.
Damn, you're kind of smart.
A little bit.
A little bit. And I'm Ben Brust. We are your professors. You got to give an A or an F to these questions, and there's no B's, C's, D's, or anywhere in between. I actually thought that was Kyle talking to me there. Wow. Let's start here. Packers defensive coordinator Joe Barry's defense held the Rams to 3 points and 187 total yards in a win over the Rams. A or F, taking into account the entire season, the defense has played better than the offense.
Yeah, I'm going to have to say it's an A. But that's a low bar is the problem. The offense has been pretty bad. Jordan Love hasn't done a whole lot to show that he's the guy going in the long term. We can't run the ball. The offensive line is grading out terribly. Guys can't run the right routes. The offense is just a pure mess, which, makes the defense better than the offense. And the defense hasn't been awful. I'll say that. They've been okay, which is good enough to be better than the offense.
Yeah, no, that's the easy A. The offense has been egregious, atrocious, terrible, just bad. Really, really bad. And the defense has been average. That's exactly what the defense has been. You said it right, Brad. They set the bar so low offensively that an average defense could make, our offense could make an average defense look really, really good. So that's an easy one. That's an A.
Yeah, it's an A. When you're 3-5, because you didn't score enough points. And clearly when you're scoring less than 20 points and what's been since obviously even the Rams game, you're not eclipsing over 20. It's just everything's a struggle offensively for this team that the bar is so low. Joe Barry's getting a good pass right now, but his time will come. Against the Lions, against the Chiefs, against the Chargers, whether those teams are good or not, they're going to give you looks that the teams that you have played thus far, other than the Lions, have not been able to give you.
They're just gonna suck.
What was that?
Oh, they're gonna get torched.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's fool's gold to get too caught up right now in what you've seen recent. It's good that they're performing against bad teams, but all that matters is how you perform against good teams. Moving on, the Philadelphia Eagles staffer responded to accusations that he wore a thong during Sunday's loss to the Cowboys. During the game, the coach was sent bent over shortly after slipping over an on-field play that got too close to the sidelines. A or F, you've worn a thong in the past.
Hell no. That's an F for me. I don't know what it would take for me to wear a thong. It would take something extreme, losing a bet, something like that. I would never do it voluntarily. Nothing seems comfortable about wearing a thong.
So I'm trying to ponder if I put on a candy thong before. I'm trying to think if I've ever done anything.
What would you need a candy thong for?
I don't worry about what I'm doing with my candy thongs. But
what?
Come on now. What you mean? Y'all never seen
It's
candy?
edible?
Of course it's edible. It's a candy thong. It ain't. It's edible.
Like made of sweet tarts?
Yeah. Yeah.
Chris, you sound hungry. Chris sounds hungry.
No, Chris sounds like he's
Chris with the chicken wings.
No, Chris sounds like he's speaking from experience. He knew exactly what
He's
it
like,
was.
yeah, multi-flavor.
Yeah, sweet tarts. Sweet tarts. Is that the
Matter
one?
of fact, it was. But yeah, no, I've never wore a thong before in my life.
That's an A. What are you talking about? If you were bringing it up and trying to think back,
a candy thong is a thong.
No. I'm trying to remember if I put the candy thong on. I hope my mama's not listening.
So it's an A, and now Mama's listening, so you're like, oh, it's an F. I haven't done it.
It is F. I've never put on a woman's
Chris,
panties.
A or F?
I will say, F. I had to think for a second.
Yeah. I don't trust that. I don't trust Chris. I don't trust Kyle.
Chris know about them candy thongs.
I have worn bikini briefs before, but not thongs. No.
What are bikini?
What are
I've
bikini
never heard of
briefs?
that. I'm afraid to Google it.
Bikini briefs are sort of like they're like briefs, but they're very, very cut low. So it's like
Hey. Yeah. Hey.
All right now, Chris. Hey.
Hey. Get it, Chris.
You go tanning. I went in the previous life. I went tanning before, so
like
previous life. What do you?
Like
a tanning
20,
bed?
like 20, 30 years, like 20 years ago, probably.
To
yeah.
the tanning bed?
The tanning bed, yeah.
Huh. Learn something new about you every
but
day.
I got so burnt, I've never gone back before. I don't tan well, so.
Chris, how old are you?
I'm 43.
20, 30 years.
Yep.
30. You were
30
13 years old?
No, I was 23.
I'm gonna say,
Okay.
I'm gonna say 30 years ago. I was gonna say.
I don't know if
Chris,
that'd be highly recommended for a 13-year-old, but good to know. Learning something new every day. All right, Brad, I'm hungry. Kyle, you didn't eat lunch.
No, I did not eat lunch. I'm surviving over here off water.
So, Brad,
Wait a minute. Did you wear panties?
Yeah. Wait,
so Kyle,
Did you wear a thong? Wait a minute. You ain't gonna get away from
Thank
that.
you, Kyle.
Have you wore a man thong before?
So Kyle, Brad, you have permission to. Hey.
We know.
Hey.
We know that. Hey.
Oh wow. Brad, leave the studio. Go get the oatmeal. All right.
Wait, why am I leaving the studio? We have a break, right?
Well, I mean, we were going to tell our people about some things. I just give you the permission to go up there
Make sure
and start
it's all prepared.
Yeah, I mean, I figured.
I had to talk about
wash
it.
your hands.
This is Ben's world. He gonna tell you when you can go get some.
Yeah.
Get your ass out of here and go get our oatmeal.
Last time I left the studio, y'all,
We
pounced on me.
We did.
I'm gonna trust you guys. I'm gonna get my oatmeal.
All right. Well, I'm going to tell everyone about our great friends at Herd Hospitality, because with Herd Hospitality, the Green Bay team to our north that we all go up and watch, they play on the 19th, and there are buses available for the 19th thanks to Herd Hospitality. Get to and from every Green Bay home game this season safely thanks to Milwaukee's Brat House, Jack's American Pub, Wanakee Golf Course, because they all have transportation. They have bus services with private restrooms with all-you-can-drink packages, and there's still room for November 19th, so book your round-trip ride and get access to an all-you-can-eat and drink tailgate at the bar on Holmgren Way. Yes, you heard me right. So don't think about, having to get a ride, stop and go. Like, you are just along for the ride. You don't have to worry about, do I have to stop drinking? You have a full pass to have as much fun as you want and a VIP experience on the official ride to Green Bay by visiting golfwanakee.com or milwaukeebroadhouse.com. Book your trip using the promo code ESPN23. That's ESPN23 for 10% off your purchase. The official ride to Green Bay, milwaukeebroadhouse.com, ESPN23. Brad Nortman eats oatmeal 19 out of 20 mornings. Probably more. I don't think we haven't heard about him treating himself to a donut anytime soon. We try this famous oatmeal, and it's cold. Oatmeal's not supposed to be cold. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm curious.
I'm skeptical about this.
I'm going to try it, but if I have to get up and leave, it's because I'm going to nuke it. I like my oatmeal usually warm, but I'm going to try it. I'm a team player.
We're gonna try Brad's oatmeal. You can see it on stream at ESPN Milwaukee. That's next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
And I'm sure he'll offer this opportunity again.
Absolutely
What are you going to sell? What are you going to say to Ben Brust?
I'm saying you don't get your hand on my goddamn face. No, it's a no. I can say it in different languages. No, no, no.
Niche or whatever it is.
I don't know.
Nine.
That's a firm way to say no.
Nine. Next time we say nine.
Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Football Guy.
What the hell happened to Bucky on your hat?
Football Guy.
A lot of wear and tear for old B.
Coming at it from different views.
I'm just saying he's well worn. I mean, his face is missing.
Okay, well, it's probably time for me to freshen that up. Bucky wants to flip you off right now.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by Coors Light. Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN. And available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Congratulations are in order for Cedar Ridge Distillery's Original 86 Bourbon, the best-selling bourbon in Iowa for a third straight year, making a home in Wisconsin. Ben Brust here to tell you more about Cedar Ridge Distillery's bourbon and whiskey. Aged in non-climate control rickhouses, the Midwest weather means Cedar Ridge products go through all the temperature swings. That means unique flavors. So it makes sense that the Quintessential is one of the highest awarded American single malts. Trust me, each bottle of Cedar Ridge is handcrafted with that Midwest feel. Learn more about their award-winning products at cedarridgedistillery.com.
Hi, this is Wayne Larrabee, the voice of Green Bay football. You know, fans count on me to make the right call every time, and I can continue to do that thanks to Summit Eye Care of Wisconsin. When my vision began to drift, my eye doctor said Summit Eye Care was the best place to go. Using the latest adjustable implants, the doctors at Summit were able to fine-tune my vision. In fact, my vision is now the best it's ever been. Summit Eye Care was the right call to help me see all the action on game days.
To schedule an appointment at one of their locations, visit summitiwi.com.
Get your game on at the Island Resort and Casino with first-round picks of your favorite slots and table games. Bring friends and watch your favorite team compete on big screens. Grab game day eats in T. McSee's Sports Bar or celebrate your team's victory in Horizon's Steakhouse. To book your game time at the Island Resort and Casino, call 800-682-6040 today.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit zbart.com for more information.
Rookie cornerback Carrington Valentine played well in place of the departed Rasul Douglas in the Packers' Week 9 win over the Rams. Valentine delivered superb covers throughout the game with 3 pass breakups and helped limit Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, and Tutu Atwell to 9 catches out of 21 targets for 93 yards. Head coach Matt LaFleur loves the competitiveness that Valentine brings to the field.
He's not going to shy away from competition. He believes in himself. I think he went out there and had a pretty good performance.
Valentine and the rest of the Packers visit the 5-3 Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday. Kickoff from Acrisure Stadium is set for noon.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
Bucks basketball is back. A new era is tipping off with Coach Griffin and Damian Lillard joining Giannis and Chris Middleton. See the electrifying action at Fiserv Forum by securing your seats to a game at bucks.com/tickets. But you can even win tickets from us at ESPN Milwaukee from now through November 8th, just by listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Tune in every morning and play their Bucks Trivia contest for your chance at Bucks Gear and to see the Bucks in person. Bucks Trivia on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, now through November 8th. ESPNWisconsinContest.com for rules.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here. You know, I played sports my entire life, been hurt a lot of times, but Never had been injured until I had to stop doing the sports I enjoyed because my knee flat wouldn't allow it. I visited Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, where they took great care of me. I put my knee in their doctors' capable hands, and now I'm back in the gym, carrying my golf bag, pain-free for 18 holes, and playing tennis as often as I like with no issues. I'd recommend Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin to anyone. Visit orthowisconsin.com.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Let me see that
On YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee, Brad Nortman, how many times a week do you eat oatmeal?
I mean, you got to probably bump it out to more than that.
How many times a month? 30 days in a month.
Probably 27. 26, 27. There's a few
so
mornings.
27 days out of the month you are making
and it's
oatmeal.
That's like three or 4 days a month you ain't making it.
And I'm making it like this. Like I will make it unless I don't have time the night before. I will almost make it the night before.
So we have on stream
like
right now
four different.
No. Sorry. Like these are okay. I'll set it up. So obviously I've said on here that oatmeal is my go-to breakfast. I have it, I would probably say 26 to 27 times a month. And these guys give me crap about it. And I want to prove to them that oatmeal, especially Brad Nortman's oatmeal, is actually pretty good. And now hold on, ground rules. At the end, I want you to rank them, what you liked and didn't like. And okay, if you guys don't like them, you can say that. It won't hurt my feelings. But if you like them, you have to admit it. Don't just be like, okay, I'm just gonna mess with Brad.
I'm stubborn, but I'm honest.
I want to be honest.
I'm gonna keip it 100 with you.
The hard part that Kyle's going through right now is he's been cold all day, and I've never been given. Look, I'm gonna hold them up for you to see who if you're watching.
Man,
we have 4 containers of oatmeal.
The one on the far right looked like some baked beans.
Yeah, I thought it was beans when I first saw it. It's blueberry. But look, I'm gonna turn it upside down for stream. It doesn't move. The oatmeal's frozen.
It's like pudding, baby.
I don't know.
Wait,
like in the morning, I like hot coffee. Like, you like hot things. I don't want to put cold things in my...
Wait, how did you land on putting it cold? Because, I mean, growing up, everybody ate the oatmeal that was hot. You put it on the stove and you cook it hot. You put it in the instant one where you put some water in a bowl, you put it in the microwave. It's hot.
Eat it hot.
There was a couple times where we had some early mornings we had to get up and go, and I wanted to make it ahead of time, so I was like, okay, I'll just put it in there. And then I'd make it the night before, put it in overnight, tasted it, and my mind was blown. My life changed.
All right, so
Okay, so here's what we got. There's 4 that I usually make. One of these is more of my go-to. That's going to be the second one we try.
Which one?
So cinnamon vanilla, I probably have 80% of the time. These other ones are just change-ups. Cinnamon vanilla is the easiest. I think
So that's your fastball, and then we got the cutter, we got the change-up.
Which one's the slurve? We got blueberry, we got cinnamon vanilla.
The sweeper.
We got chocolate and chocolate peanut butter.
Which one is the knuckleball?
Oh, I don't know.
He said
blueberry. Blueberry, I guess. I think we start with blueberry. I don't
Content director of our show chimes in. Those look like urine samples. And that's the thing, is that's kind of freaking me out right now.
Well, how else am I supposed to deliver these to you guys?
These oats don't even look cooked.
Kyle.
Oh, they're cooked.
I'm nervous about this.
It do smell delicious. It's no good.
So
No,
I did.
don't like
You do cook it through. You don't just add water and leave it. You cook it, and then while it's hot, you stick it back in.
So do I have to have a blueberry when I... Kyle, no one wants to hear you smacking lips.
Oh, this ain't that bad.
No, if he smacks his lips one more time, Chris, turn it off. I'm serious. That is a travel pet peeve of Josh DiMaggio. No one wants to hear you chew. No one wants to hear you smack your lips.
They don't like the SMR of my lips smacking?
No.
What's more is no sugar. All this is no sugar in any of these.
I'm nervous.
I'll tell you what's in it. This is just...
So we have to time this out. We all 3 can't be eating at the same time.
Okay, but
so
Kyle's
Brad,
hungry.
you got to stop eating.
There's too many blueberries in it.
You eat this 27 out of 30 days out of the month.
Why did you put 20 blueberries in this little old jar?
Because I want you to get the full effect.
I don't want blueberries. I want
fine.
I want the oats. I'm going to try blueberry. What is
then
it?
You're going to really like cinnamon vanilla on the next one.
Oh, see, I don't like blueberry. Come on, Brad. Oh,
okay, well, hey, I didn't know your tastes, so I had to give it a shot.
I'm not going to lie.
His is gone. It's good, ain't it? It's good.
Even the blue... Well, I haven't had a blueberry with it yet, so here we go.
It's better with the blueberry.
It's worse with the blueberry.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Okay, then you guys are really going to like the next one then.
Yeah,
I wasn't
Because I didn't know if you guys are fruity guys, but I like fruity. Next one. This is Brad. This is like when Brad needs like a fastball. This is like my pitch, right? Like if I had a punt where it's like, okay, Brad, we're going right. You hang it and let it rip. This is this one. So this is cinnamon vanilla.
Why are we doing this last?
Is it Kyle cinnamon vanilla?
I don't want your taste buds nuked because the chocolate ones. I mean, we could do it last.
No. I'm gonna follow. Don't.
I didn't know if this was too hard to follow chocolate.
Oh, this smells good.
I don't know. I think you saved chocolate for the end. It's a bit richer.
All right, we're gonna.
I ain't gonna lie.
Eat together.
This you might.
Damn.
Is this good? Is it good?
Cinnamon vanilla,
dude. I'm telling you, this is like.
Oh yeah.
Enough with the lips, damn it.
Yeah.
I got some big old lips. It's good.
All right.
You know what? But I ain't gonna lie.
Isn't this pretty good?
That ain't bad.
Yeah.
This is not bad.
All right.
It kind of tastes like a cinnamon roll, doesn't it?
No.
What?
The cinnamon roll tastes like I'm eating something bad.
Cinnamon toast crunch.
I will say, no sugar.
No sugar.
No sugar.
No sugar. You want to know what's in this one particularly?
Not really, but I can't believe that this
sugar.
tastes as good.
Come on, man.
I go, not really.
I'm not gonna put sugar in this body after.
I mean, it does. Like again, I've gotten over the fact that
It's
it looks
gone
like
already, baby.
urine
It's gone
samples.
already.
The cinnamon
Brad eats
vanilla.
so fast.
Yeah.
I'm
a very fast eater.
He done killed two of these.
You'll learn that about me.
Here's the thing, Kyle. I think you're going to be with me. It's good, but it would be better hot.
See,
You know what I mean?
I've had the same recipe hot.
It would be fire.
And I
hot.
prefer cold.
Hot and thick.
Maybe one of these days I'll do the hot version. Of at least your favorite. But it's pretty good. It's refreshing. It's flavorful. You wouldn't believe there's no sugar in it. And it's healthy. I mean, literally, we're talking about.
It's not bad.
It's like oatmeal.
Oh, wow. Right. No, it's not bad. I ain't gonna lie to you, Brad.
All this is oatmeal, protein powder.
Protein powder. Wait a minute. What you put in my body? Steve, what is it? What is all this?
Sorry. So oatmeal, protein powder, stevia, and cinnamon, and a little bit of sugar-free
What's
maple
next?
syrup. Next, this is chocolate. So this is now chocolate
Let me
protein
some
powder.
chocolate now, baby.
This is chocolate protein powder.
Oh, that's heavy.
Heavy. You like chocolate?
I mean, like,
yeah, man. You don't like chocolate?
I love chocolate.
Tastes like chocolate pudding.
Yeah, this is thick.
This is. Wait, mine isn't thick. Mine's a little runny.
Yeah, mine's thick.
It is strong. It smells like.
Mine's thick chocolate.
See, gotta love you some thick chocolate, boy. But yeah, this is.
You're not a chocolate guy?
This is. I love chocolate,
Okay, give it a shot.
but this just seems like a lot. This.
All right, I'm
is
not
like-
gonna lie.
This is like a candy bar.
This is the most overhyped oatmeal I've ever had in my life.
Wait for the last one. That's
Okay, this tastes like pudding.
No, I'm talking
Yeah,
about the
that
whole.
tastes good.
I'm talking about the whole thing.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
So hear me out.
Oh, wow.
So hear me out. And you
the last one.
said you wanted honesty,
Yeah.
right? On God's green earth, I'm here. I don't know how much longer, but there's no way I'm spending 27 out of 30 days of the month eating this damn oatmeal.
It would get boring.
I mean, this
What are you eating that's better?
pancakes, waffles,
That's terrible for you.
bacon,
Yeah.
sausage.
This is the best combination of healthy and delicious.
nobody. No.
That's why it looks like that.
Everything
He ain't
you
got no
listed
man
is
boobs.
terrible for your body.
Yeah, I know, and I like it that way.
Let's
Guess
catch
what I
up to you,
do when
Ben.
I come home? I have a nice cocktail. I'll drink the
I'm down
official
with that.
beer of the NFL.
Yeah, I like
Bud
that.
Light. I'll do it all.
That's low calorie though too.
See, enough of it. Stop thinking.
You can get the best of both worlds.
I want to take you.
Did you try the
out.
peanut butter already? Can I try the peanut butter?
I'm eating the peanut butter now.
I want to
You
take
finished
you.
your chocolate already?
I
No,
want
I
to take
stopped.
Brad
I stopped.
out on the town.
Oh.
Did you ever let loose in college?
Yeah. Wait, how is this any indication of me
What he used to
not
be?
or not being like fun or letting loose?
Because you.
this peanut butter is just.
It's just too consistent. You know what I mean?
What's wrong with consistency?
It's good for probably.
What was your favorite?
How many times do you black out in your life?
Black out from drinking?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
I mean, I've had like fuzzies, but never like.
That's my point.
Never like, I don't know how I got here.
Oh, come on! Everyone's got to experience that once in their life.
Why?
Wait
Why
a
do you
minute.
experience that?
So
I mean,
have you ever stumbled
there's
before?
moments where I'm like, I don't remember doing that, but never like.
I'm not going to shame you for being responsible.
How is that? How do you want that experience?
I'm not saying I wanted it. It just helps you grow character.
Does it?
Yes.
Or does it reveal bad character?
No.
Bad decision making.
No.
All
It
I'm
makes you
saying is
human.
This oatmeal.
We all make bad decisions.
I'm going to agree with you. Pancakes, waffles. So it tastes better than oatmeal, but it's also terrible for you. This is the best of both worlds where it tastes good. I like how it tastes. Makes me feel good. I look good. You get paid good. Right?
If I were,
that's $1 million man talking right
my
there.
point is if, again, I hate even talking about these scenarios. If I get hit by a bus tomorrow, I will have been happier going out at age 32, eating waffles, pancakes, bacon, sausage, than being basic and eating the same thing 27 out of 30 days out of the year.
We're talking about weekdays. I mean, on weekends, I'm down for that. You're going to have pancakes and waffles every day? What are you, 8?
You're not. You're having... Sure. I would love to. I'm not. I mean, but like an egg sandwich is like...
Egg sandwich is good too.
No, but you're doing oatmeal 27 out of 30 days out of the week, or of the year, or the month.
I will say this, is that the chocolate and peanut butter were a little bit too much for me.
Okay.
I couldn't do this 27 days now. It'll just get
That's
like,
all right.
okay, but it's good.
You wanted me to welcome. I welcomed you into experiencing it.
My stomach's starting to hurt.
That's not my problem. That's a you problem.
No.
So what was the best? What was the best?
Cinnamon was the best.
Cinnamon vanilla. Ben?
Yeah.
Cinnamon vanilla?
Cinnamon vanilla.
Okay, that's why I do it most days.
See, here's the problem. How are you eating all the sweet stuff in the morning? My goodness, like just right now eating the chocolate and I got a tummy ache from eating all these sweet stuff.
But it's not like actually sweet. It's like artificially sweet.
Yeah, but I feel it. Like I feel like my body can feel the sweet taste that
I have a feeling we're not going to see you at some point throughout the show. The next 4 games, do they outweigh the first 8 when evaluating Jordan Love? 800-990-3776. Kyle can eat his lunch of oatmeal from Brad Nortman. I could never do this in a million years. I could never be Brad Nortman. That's why I'm me, I guess. Jordan Love, next.
Everywhere you look, from groceries to utilities to gas, prices keep going up. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin can dramatically help lower your energy costs year-round by replacing drafty windows and doors in as little as 6 weeks. And now you can save even more by taking advantage of no interest and no down payment for up to 36 months when you order by November 30th. Bring the love of Wisconsin's outdoors in through the beauty and quality craftsmanship of Pella Windows and Doors. Whether you're updating or upgrading the look and comfort of your home, Pella has extensive lines of customizable options to meet your needs and your budget. Replacing drafty windows and doors can dramatically lower your energy costs. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin offers some of the most energy efficient windows in the industry. 0% interest and no down payment for up to 36 months when you order by November 30th. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details. Offer ends 11/30/2023.
Ever wonder how the best athletes find the power to jump higher, cut quicker, skate smoother, drive farther, and stick the landing? At Prevea Orthopedics in Green Bay, we know power starts with the hips. That's why Dr. Michael Ryan and our team of experts provide comprehensive and advanced expertise in hip care, unlike anywhere else. Come to Prevea Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, where we can preserve your hips so you can pursue your goals. Prevea Orthopedics, specializing in you.
Take it to the house this season and enjoy tailgating from your own backyard. Tito's wants to make sure you have the best tailgate on the block. You can win game day gear for your next gathering by entering to win at Tito'sTailgate.com. Be sure to enter by November 15th for your chance to win a Solo Stove Grill, a Brewmate back tap for batch cocktails, or a Tito's football jersey. For official rules, visit Tito'sTailgate.com. Must be 21 years old to enter. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee, a Good Karma Brands radio station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Eight 800-990-3776. You've heard a lot from us. We want to hear from you. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Earlier this morning on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy 94.5 ESPN, Adam Schefter had some interesting comments about predicting the last 9 games of the Green Bay Packers schedule. Got it? All right. Chris is working on that. 800-990-3776. Ultimately, I'll prep you with it. We want to know, is the next 4 games going to outweigh the first 8 when evaluating Jordan Love? And we'll get to Adam Schefter now, earlier on J Game
Go win that game. Tough game. Home for the Chargers. Another tough game, but can win. At Detroit, tough game. Kansas City, at the Giants. Tampa, at Carolina, at Minnesota. Home for Chicago. What are they right now? They're 3-5?
Adam, it feels like you
Your
looked at that
reaction says it
schedule.
all.
They're 3-5 right now.
Right now.
They're
Okay,
3-5.
They're 3-5, right?
Yeah, they're
Let me
3-5.
circle. Okay, let me circle. Okay, I think they're going to get. I think they go. I think they win one of the next 2 somehow. 1-3, 2-3, 3-3. Split those 4-4. I actually think they could finish the season 5-4.
Hit it, Chris.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Come on.
What kind of what was he looking at the same schedule and the same team that we've watched get to 3-5 against a soft schedule?
He must have thought Aaron Rodgers was still on the field.
I mean, even with Aaron Rodgers, it'd be tough to go 5-4 with this roster that Goody's put together for Matt LaFleur to coach.
And what did we learn? The ultimate, oh yeah, that's a W game. The Raiders, the Broncos,
right?
They couldn't even beat those teams.
The bounce back games have been L's for the Green Bay Packers when it came to after the Lions game. It was, all right, we have 10 days to prepare for Monday Night Football. Then after that, it was the Broncos game, right? It continued to pile on this team in which they weren't able to string together wins and opportunities that it felt like it. A lot of factors, obviously a young quarterback, not the healthiest teams, Aaron Jones, but now you're facing quality opponents in your next 4 games. If you don't know the next 4 games, it's Steelers, Chargers, Lions, Chiefs. And why I didn't say at or at home, because I don't think that matters. Right? I really don't think it matters right now with where the Green Bay Packers are, because their focus should be on development and them. If you think that this team, with what we've seen through 3-5, their wins being the Rams without Matt Stafford, New Orleans, which they had to have a very tough comeback and still had a chance to lose the game, and the Bears, who are the Bears. They've won 2 games this year, and they're playing in the Suck Bowl on Thursday, tomorrow, against the Carolina Panthers, in which Brad Nortman punted for. So, again, I ask you, 800-990-3776, which will outweigh these next 4 games outweigh the first 8 that we saw Jordan Love play?
The first 8 games, sorry, I was eating some more.
I am going to kill you.
What?
You love, that sound or that feeling.
I seriously, I'm going to jump over and punch you in the face. I can't stand that sound. And I'm being dead serious. I know you're laughing because I just snapped.
That was serious, Ben Brust, too. I don't think that was joking.
I don't know if it's serious, Ben Brust.
No, it was 99% serious. You smack your lips one more time, I'm going to hop over this table.
I want to do it only because I want you to hop over the table.
It feels like the Jim Rome bit.
But the problem is that I need to, because I still have oats at the top of my mouth. The first 8 games were so important for Jordan Love and for the Green Bay Packers to evaluate where they are at. And the one thing about these first 8 games that we all talked about and we keep discussing is we all don't talk about how excited we are. We talk about what we have not seen yet. And so what we have not seen, we haven't seen a level of consistency that we would want from Jordan Love, whether it's sitting back in the pocket and dissecting defenses, whether it's motivating his teammates, or whether it's getting on somebody after they have a drop pass or they're running wrong routes. We have not seen Jordan Love ascend to the level of leadership and ascend to the level of caliber of play that we would have liked him to see in the first 8 games. But here's the thing. Goody said it, and we you look at the whole season, this was all about evaluating Jordan Love, and it wasn't about the first 8 games. It was about evaluating him over a 17-week or 18 weeks, 17-game schedule that you have. And so, though in the first 8 weeks, the evaluation, we would say, average C, the next 4 games are so important because we have an opportunity to see him take steps forward, to make some type of progress. So that's why these next 4 games are so important, because now you'll be way over the halfway mark, and if we're still having the same conversation 4 weeks from now that Jordan Love we're still waiting to see, that will be a big problem.
I like that. It's like when you go, to college and it's syllabus week, you get to see the weighted percentages of attendance is sometimes 10%. Midterms might be 25%. The final could be 40%. It feels as if right now, the first 8 games, we're 25% of the weighted grade that's going to go to your overall grade. These next 4 games feel like a bigger chunk of weight that we all can take in, because now he's had 8 games to go through ups and downs and work with Matt LaFleur, injuries, this, that, the other thing. And now it's an opportunity where you're healthy for the most part. You have a couple guys on IR on defense, but this is about the offense and Jordan Love's development right now versus wins and losses. So to me, against these 4 teams, we're going to learn a hell of a lot more of these next 4 games than we did the first 8.
Ben, I have to say, that was an absolutely
I felt good about that
analogy.
one. I felt really good.
I had a double take. I was like, that is a very good analogy. I'm impressed. I am actually impressed. And it is. These next 4 games matter much more than the first 8. The first 8 were filled with nothing but excuses, right? You guys got injuries. They're trying to figure out the offense. And there are all these things that provided easy ways out. And even Jordan Love, just being a first-time starter. Yes, he is a 4th-year player. He should be treated, and the expectations should be of a 4th-year player. But a first-year starting, there is a learning curve to it. His learning curve should be faster. At this point, halfway through the season, in which we know this season is all about grading Jordan Love, he's finally to that point where he should be ready. If he's the guy, he should be ready, or at least very close to being ready, to take that heavily weighted midterm exam that there's a lot going into it. Because let's face it, if you're ever going to do anything in the NFL, you're going to experience some bad defenses, some good defenses, some great defenses. He's about to experience some good to great ones. And you can put up points and you can put up numbers. We've seen how many people come through this league and be able to put up points on low-level defenses and look pretty good. But it's against defenses and teams and well-coached teams and tough environments that the great quarterbacks can really thrive, and they can really prove that they're the guy. So Jordan Love has 4 very challenging tests in front of him, and if he can conquer those tests and he looks like the guy, I will put more weight on the next 4 games than I will the previous 8 combined, because I think that would set up for a pretty comfortable December and early January, to where if he's doing well in those 4 games, there's no reason why he can't bring that forward. And you'd say, hey, it took him a minute to get going, but look what he did on this stretch, the stretch that everybody circled even before the season. This is the hard stretch.
No, it absolutely is the hard stretch. And when I look at it, okay, so people were talking about, well, you can't compare him to, his draft class because he's a rookie. He's not a rookie. He's a first-year starter. Okay, so let's compare him to the first-year starters. And the issue that I have so far with Jordan Love has been the lack of pop and wild plays. Right now, you see C.J. Stroud, he's blowing the play. I mean, he's big-time numbers. He's playing very, very well, and C.J. Stroud is only in his 8th or 9th NFL game so far in his career, and we're already saying, wow, he has it. Even a guy like Will Levis, who played against Pittsburgh last week, in his second start, he didn't look terrible. He didn't look bad. He looked like a guy that has some type of potential to be a starter in the NFL. And so right now we're trying to figure out, is Jordan Love going to join the C.J. Strouds, the Will Levises, or is he going to be more of the Desmond Ritters and Zach Wilsons? That's what we're trying to figure out, and that's the opportunity that we have going forward, is what is he going to be? Are we going to walk away from this season saying, oh, wow, he got, no, for real, he put it together, he looks solid, he looks like he's going to be part of the future for the Green Bay Packers, or are we still going to question whether he's a starter? And let's be honest, out in Washington, they have a guy named Sam Howell who has ups and he has downs, but they don't know if they have a future quarterback. And let me tell you, Jordan Love hasn't performed that much better than a Sam Howell.
Well, and now the follow-up question to that is, what I'm saying is, if he plays really well these next 4 games, that might just be enough to be like, hey, I think he's headed in the direction of being the guy. We might be, back to ring shopping. But if he doesn't do well over the next 4 games, is it enough for that to be a flunking grade for the class?
800-990-3776, discussing Jordan Love's next 4 games. Do these 4 games outweigh the first 8 games when you evaluate him? For me, it's hands down a yes. We need to see the progression of Jordan Love, because I know a lot of people are saying it's a 2-year process for Goody, for LaFleur, for Love. That's a bad plan. You can have that plan. I think it's a bad plan because if you continue to waste time on the most important position, you're wasting the signing of Rashawn Gary. You need to be expediting everything. You don't have time to wait. Otherwise, you get passed by and miss on other opportunities. Carl from Gleason chimes in, why no Lambeau leaps this year? I'm sure there's a story written about it, and I'm sure I didn't read it. But here's the reason why. They're 3-5. They just won. They just won the third game, and guess what? They haven't scored that much, and when you haven't scored that much, there's not many opportunities. Plus, they took away Victory Mondays. They went to work this Monday to go watch film. This isn't a team that needs to be front-running.
That's the right move.
You don't need to be front-running right now. You don't need to be Lambeau leaping. You need to grow together in the right way and attack this as professionals because clearly, right, as a young team, that's lacking.
And you have to put it on the field first, right? Remember when Christian Watson scored that touchdown against the Lions and they were down like 28 points and he was dancing? It's a bad look when you...
Oh, don't get me started when, Keyshawn Nixon and Jair Alexander on
you had your bone to pick
second and 10.
Hey, let's leave them alone. They had a good week last week.
But you got to put it on the field first. That's the only time that those celebrations really have any teeth or meaning to them. It's honestly, if you're a competitor too, it's kind of hard to celebrate when your team isn't having consistent success anyway. So I'm good with that. I love the fact there's no Victory Mondays. Get these kids to work. And I love the fact that at least the celebrations are tempered down unless you get something going.
I like the mentality of we've done nothing yet, right? We are not where we want to be, and until we're going to get where we want to be, we're going to have to work, we're going to have to grind, we'll have to be dedicated. I like that. But going back to this Jordan Love conversation, let's be honest and let's be real. It is year 4, it's not year 1. This is not game number 12 of his career. Excuse me, this is not game number 8, game number 9, game number 10, 11, 12 of his career. He's played before. He played against the Chiefs. He got in against Philly. So this isn't anything new. Yes, he's a first-year starter, but we should know in year 4, by game 12, whether or not he can play in the NFL. There should be no excuses made after this whether or not Jordan Love can be the starter for this team. We will know exactly who he is and what we are going to be for the future at the quarterback position after week 12.
We do a segment called Cheers To and Pour One Out after the weekend. And Brad Nortman, our guy, poured one out to his bad Hear Brad Out, in which he said October is the best month of the year. Well, it's Wednesday. It's 3:15. That means coming up next, we're going to hear Brad out. You better bring the heat, Brad.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by Bud Light.
What's the worst thing that's ever happened to you from a breakup?
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, no.
I don't want to talk about it.
You brought it, so I had to ask.
I ain't gonna put my old shorties on blast. But
why not? They're old shorties.
I've had some
old shorties.
Yeah. My parents listen to this show. I don't want my parents to know the craziness that I've dealt with that they son been a part of.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Pickups along southbound 41 from Appleton Avenue all the way down past North Avenue. Southbound 43 also slowing down from Silver Spring pretty much to about Keith. And then back on the brakes from Fond du Lac Avenue through the Marquette. Northbound side is going to be slow from Fond du Lac Avenue up to Keith. Traffic is brought to you by the Waukesha Gun Club. Join their winter-heated 5-stand league today. The 12-week league begins November 25th. Learn more at waukeshagunclub.org. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. Rain ending, mostly cloudy, a low of 41. Then tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high of 53. Weather's brought to you by Adams Generators, the #1 rated Generac dealer in Wisconsin. Call for your free quote today at 262-944-2010 for power peace of mind, or visit adamspower.com/generators. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
There might be a new enemy in the state of Wisconsin.
Just like you, I was born a Brewer. This will always be my team.
Craig Counsell is heading south of the state line to become the next manager of the Cubs.
This is probably the biggest move that people don't agree with ever.
Is this the end of the golden age of Milwaukee Brewers baseball?
I feel further than ever. I feel further than ever from the World Series.
We are the only place to react to the news and talk about what's ahead. 94.5 ESPN.
They say seeing is believing. And when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sportsbook, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats. Now through Wednesday, save on 8 to 16.5 ounce selected varieties Hostess multi-packs, 2 for $6. 9 to 12 ounce or 10 to 12 count selected varieties Starbucks K-Cups or coffee, $9.99. 19.5 to 34 ounce selected varieties Sara Lee pies, $5.99. 32 ounce selected varieties International Delight coffee creamers, 2 for $7.
Let's see, spices, cardamom, hibiscus powder. It's like looking at Green Bay's roster right now. I don't recognize it, but I'll learn to love it.
Attention Century shoppers. You're going to love this opportunity. Win 2 tickets to see Green Bay play Kansas City on December 3rd, autographed Packers footballs, or 4 packs of Hall of Fame tickets.
I'd love to see Green Bay's new QB in action and win those tickets. What do I do?
Find the weekly code on Century's Facebook or Instagram and enter to win.
Love it. Getting the Century code on Insta right now.
Ends November 14th.
A big anniversary diamond is one twice as big as the one in her engagement ring.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Get to and from every home game in Green Bay this football season safely. Milwaukee Brought House, Jack's American Pub, and Wanakee Golf Course all offer transportation on game days. They've got bus services with private restrooms and all-you-can-drink packages. Book your round-trip ride from any of these locations and get complimentary access to an all-you-can-eat and drink tailgate at the bar on Holmgren Way. Make your reservations now. There's still room for the November 19th game. Visit MilwaukeeBroadhouse.com to book your trip today and use code ESPN23 for 10% off.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Oh, sweet, sweet, love you, love you, love you, baby. Keep me coming, coming, hey. Oh, sweet, sweet, love
Brad Nortman eats oatmeal 27 out of 30 days of a month. That is an existence that I don't want. But you do you, Brad. Kyle Wallace here with me. I'm Ben Brust. Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Chris Larson, homeboy Chris, running the show. 800-990-3776. It's time to hear our guy Brad out.
They say punters are people too.
Punters are worthy of breaking news.
No, really, that's what they say.
Raising awareness everywhere that punters are people too.
Okay, let's go to it. Time to hear from the punter. Time to hear Brad out.
All right, guys. Watching the Packer game last week got me thinking.
Good.
And also today, as we were outside at Council Park, which will
video coming in about 25 minutes.
Which we're going to talk about in a little bit here. It was rainy out there. It's nasty. Didn't love it.
Oh, God.
Got me thinking. Hold on, Ben. You always jump.
You know what? I'm gonna shut my mic off.
Okay. You see when he got all mad when I was just doing what we all do is eat. He wanted to get all mad and jump across the table, and he interrupted you. And
Stop. You smacking your lips was the most annoying thing.
That's how I eat. Okay, that's how I eat.
It definitely is a crisper on a mic, too, when you smack your lips. There's a crispness to those lips.
I have a career in SMR.
Sloppy is what it is.
So it got me thinking, and man, last week's game, it was ugly to watch. Not only were like the teams kind of struggling offensively, and it was just bad football, but also fumbling. And I got to thinking, you know what? If I'm just watching a game at home, rain is got to be one of the worst game environments to be watching a game in. So what I did is I put together the definitive climate viewing power rankings. So
is this at the game or at home?
Game. You are watching the game at home. So you are on your couch. Hey! You flip a game on. So this is the power rankings of best climate that the game is taking place in while you're watching at home. Because some of them, like rain, which we're going to find out is my bottom one, is awful. I mean, it makes for an awful game, and some of them make it for dang good television. So here we go. Without further ado, I want you guys to grade my power rankings, and feel free to buy, sell, or alter. So, starting last, fifth, of the worst climate to be watching a game on TV is rain. It's sloppy, it's ugly, there's not even anything nice to it. Sometimes you can hardly see the players because it doesn't look very good. Rain is the worst. And as our teammate today, she said, rain makes you sad. It's even just sad watching a game. Rain, number 5. Number 4, a dome. Okay, it's kind of sterile. There's not much excitement to it. Everything is a little bit too crisp, too clean. I feel like football should be played outdoors. It's better than rain, but it's just kind of weak. I don't feel like I get a whole lot of like personality out of those games. Number 3. This is outside and it's sunny. It's a pretty warm day, right? I mean, like talk about 60 degrees and over. This is a sunny day, but you're outside. Guys are getting grass stains on their jersey. There's just something, and you can still play crisp, clean football.
Wait, what? No, what is number 3?
Sunny, a sunny, warm day, like a pleasant day outside.
I feel like warm is important because it can be 0 degrees and sunny.
Okay, warm and sunny. I meant like warm and sunny. That's actually an important distinction for what's coming next. So warm and sunny. It's crisp. You can play. It should be a good game. People have their footing. But darn it, you're still playing football outside.
Super Bowl weather.
Super Bowl weather, indeed. But not in a dome. I'll take it outside any day. Number 2, this is cold. This is like ruthless cold. I'm talking about like teens, 10s. You're seeing guys' breath. It's cold. You are under your blanket.
Hey.
You are under your blanket. Saying, I'm thankful I'm in my heated house right now because those guys look freezing out there. For some reason, it just makes for better football. It's hitting weather out there. And finally, the best climate that you can watch a football game in, that you're watching from home, is a snow game. Of course it's a snow game. Snow games, now I'm not talking about like they need to like clear the field type snow where you can't even see the lines. But if the snow is falling, if it's cold, if there's a little bit of dusting on the field, that just feels like football. It feels like you're watching Lambeau Field. There's something in it that just feels like, you know, you appreciate that these guys are hitting out there. You're in the warm confines of your own home. There is something beautiful about it, and I can't get enough of a snow game. That's it. That's the power rankings, 1 through 5. To the review. Snow, number 1. Cold, number 2. Warm and sunny, number 3. 4 is dome, and the last is rain at 5.
As an avid watcher of football, never made it to the professional sports league. I'm not gonna lie to you, Brett. I
never played in a dome.
No, I don't really care where I'm watching it from, Brett. I have to. I didn't like it. I didn't like the list. I didn't like it.
You like the list? You got
it. So rain. First and foremost, I mean, when you're thinking strategically, rain, like. I'm not playing in it. Like, it's one thing to be out in the rain to watch a game, but it's another thing is on TV. Some of those sloppy games are actually very entertaining. Like, I enjoy.
Are they?
They are. The sloppy, running the ball, very wet out there. There's mud on the field.
Football purist, Kyle Wallace.
I like that. I can just think back to the logos all on people's jerseys. I like the rain games. And when it cold weather, I can agree with the cold weather. I guess you guys said that was okay because that was their number 2. I like cold weather because of the fact that it means it's the playoffs. So, I'm thinking of the playoffs. I think of the Green Bay Packers. Dome, come on now. Like, some of the most nostalgic games happen in domes. Think about New Orleans going down there, how loud the dome is. Like, that is beautiful. I enjoy watching games in the dome. Like, but to be honest, I enjoy watching football. Like, I don't really care. I'm not playing.
So you don't like the topic? You can tell.
Yeah.
It was a crappy year, Brad out. Just say it.
I just like watching.
All right, he's too nice. I'll say what you were trying to say. Yeah, I'll watch football anytime, anywhere, whatever the day, whatever the time. Now, the only thing is, if you were to say, hey, the best football condition is what? Then I can pick. I can tell you. Number 2 is the best. The cold, right? Night game, you can see the breath. You can hear the crunch a little bit more on the helmets to the shoulder pads. You can see them wearing the hits a little bit more. You can see them wearing the bruises a little bit more. Football weather, right? 30 degrees, 20 degrees. That I can bring passion for. Rain, dome, outside sunny, snow game. Like, snow games they don't happen enough to be number 1.
Yeah, I don't like
number 1.
You can't see snow.
Did you know that the highest rated games are snow games?
Yeah,
I'm sure everyone.
Late season.
They're awesome.
They're late season.
They're awesome. It's like you're playing
wasn't it a snow game when the Bills and Patriots played against each other, and it was like the Bills couldn't score, and the New England just ran the football? That was a lot of fun.
I said it wasn't the kind where you can't like see the lines. I'm talking about it's just snowing.
No, see, Brett, I think what you should have did is you should have said what the best game to play in.
It's here, Brad out. Don't tell him what to do.
I'd rather hear you get, because I feel
but
like
our
this is a list.
listeners and you guys watch the game from your homes.
Oh, look at
So I mean, I blame them. So I could
you people,
trying to get down
you people didn't play in the NFL.
So I mean, no. So is this like the list of what you would prefer to play in?
No, it's the list of how I'd prefer to watch. Like if there was a certain type of weather that you could dial up for a game, I think there are some that are better than worse for the product on the field and for just the vibes of the game.
Honestly, as a sports fan, I'd think about, okay, what could be better for my team? The Green Bay Packers can't run the football, so I don't want a rain game. I don't want a snow game because I know I guess we can't pass either. So either way, we can't do anything. But like that's what I strategically think. Like with Brett Favre in the end, when we had to play the New York Giants back in 2007 and Brett Favre was freezing cold because it was negative 10 degrees outside, I didn't want that. I didn't. He was too old to be in the cold. So that's what I strategically think as a fan. I know you haven't been a fan in a very long time. Let me just put you back in the mindset of how us fans think.
Yeah.
You elitist.
Yeah, you elitist NFL player. Here's one thing that he left out that I think is hilarious to watch is windy games.
Ooh, as a punter, that's a big mistake by me right there.
Yeah, I mean, the windy games are hilarious when it's like you can kick it right down the middle and that thing goes, as Chris Berman would say, what?
Yeah.
It goes 10 yards short.
As a fan, I don't like any of that. That means that hurts my team. That means when my kicker goes up to kick, I got to worry about the wind going in a negative way when my kicker kicks. No.
So but all this conversation is telling me is that you guys do believe in this because some games are more entertaining than others.
Well,
some games are more interesting than others.
It's good because you know who's coming up next?
Our boy Rob Domofsky.
Rob Domofsky's watched some football, and he is the here Brad out, that tiebreaker. Because Kyle and I have the last 3 weeks said, Brad outs have stunk.
No, I had a couple of good ones recently, I feel like. I don't remember.
He doesn't speak for me. I thought the October. I like
the best month of the year.
But
it was wrong.
It was wrong, yeah.
Well, and Rob's a really smart guy. He agrees with Brad most of the time. He's on the Brad side.
Kyle from Waupun says, good list, Brad. The other two are just knuckleheads and know-it-alls.
Thank you, Kyle from
DS
Waupun.
chimes in on YouTube. Why is Benny so rude to Brad?
Thank you, DS. Listen, our listener, KBN Nation knows. They know.
Ben's a little bit more rude today because of the fact that
you guys came at my head to start the show.
He told us to. He literally said, hey, you guys got to tell me this type of stuff. This is great. And then all of a sudden we tell him now he's emotionally scarred for the next 2 hours.
He's lashing out.
You got an hour and a half of me being an ass back.
I can't even eat food anymore.
This is why we don't bring it up anymore.
Exactly. Never am I bringing it to your attention.
Oh, come on. It's more fun when I'm angry, right?
No.
Depends who your anger is directed at.
If it's not you guys, you like it?
Go get him, Ben.
Yeah. You guys do like saying, go, Ben. Go. You got it. Go get there. Rob Domofsky of ESPN. Breaks the tie, we'll say. You know what, Brad? It was a good list. Kyle thinks it was a bad list. Rob Domofsky will break the tie. That's next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
And if you Venmo'd me money, you know it is gambling. It is not my responsibility to take care of Kyle's feelings, Brad's feelings, Greg Matzik from WTMJ's feelings, or anyone else who participated in this spin. Did I feel bad that it lost? Yes. Should I feel bad anymore? Absolutely not.
Yeah, so, I mean...
I have zero regrets. Y'all are the dumbasses.
Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We do have an accident on the northbound Rock Freeway right at the county line. It is off on the right shoulder. Heads up with that. Westbound 94, going to be a bit slow from about 25th Street all the way through the stadium. And then southbound 43, you'll just ride the brakes from Silver Spring pretty much all the way down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge to about National Avenue. Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. Visit jamesimaging.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, rain ending, mostly cloudy, a low of 41. Then tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high of 53. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
This is the sweet, sweet sound of you crossing off your holiday list at Festival Foods. Turkey? Check. Crowd-pleasing side dishes from the deli? Check. Fresh baked pie? Check. Better make that pies. Check. We know the holidays can be hectic. We'll be here for you all season long. Festival Foods. Happy to help.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Chris Canty.
Kyle Shanahan's 43 years old. His team has been in the conference championship 3 of the last 4 years. His dad won championships in the 90s. I believe it's in there that he can win at the highest levels of the sport. But what gives me confidence about Kyle is not only is he one of the best minds from an X's and O's standpoint on the offensive side of the ball, but he's also the guy that has final say over the 53-man roster with San Francisco. So he's an architect when it comes to roster construction.
He's not only the client, he's the player president.
I love that. I love that about it. Now, he got John Lynch to be his lieutenant, and obviously we know the ties there, but the fact that he's one of the most innovative offensive minds, and then you couple that with the way that they've built that team and how they have an identity consistently that allows them to compete at the highest level of the sport, I would trust Kyle Shanahan. I'd give him a blank check today.
Jackie Robinson may have broken the color barrier, but he wasn't the first black baseball star. The players who came before him, including my grandpa, Norman Turkey Stearns, competed in a segregated league.
They were denied their rightful place in history.
We're going to uncover the stories of the Negro Leagues and the baseball greats you've never heard of. Reclaimed, the Forgotten League. Listen now, wherever you get your podcasts.
At the Home Depot, Saturdays are about two things. Getting ready for company with the Samsung Family Hub Plus refrigerator. And football. That's right, Kirk Herbstreit. Search for recipes, check out scores, or even stream the game to the screen at the same time, so you never miss a second of the action. Which means you can make your famous buffalo chicken dip and have more time for football. For football. Upgrade your Saturday with Samsung and the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack. Another week in the books. We win again last week. NFL's on a 20-4 run over the last month. Are you betting the games? Do you want to win? Go to FatJackSports.com. Get signed up today for $299. You can get all the football through the end of November. Past Thanksgiving, past your turkey and dressing. Get into profit. At basketball, it's only $3.99 through the end of the month. Longer packages save even more. Go to FatJackSports.com, sign up today, and win.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Hey, wanna be my babe? Hey, hold me down like the CIA. Side of my car trying to see my face.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin, presented by the official beer of the NFL, Bud Light. I'm Ben Brust, alongside the heartbeat of the show, bleeds green and gold, the Whitefish Bay grad who's feeling betrayed, Kyle Wallace, 6-year NFL punter Brad Nortman, and Chris Larson running the show. Joining us now on the ESPN Wisconsin Talk and Text line is Rob Domofsky of ESPN. And Rob, you know the drill on Wednesdays. You follow Hear Brad Out. And I don't think it was his best performance, but we do need your opinion on this.
Yeah, Rob,
I love this.
You're smart. You always seem to side with me. Hey, no pressure, but this was my take today, right? I believe that, and imagine yourself at home watching a game. This is not you in attendance. That there's certain climates that make a football game more enjoyable to watch than others.
Well, he's in a press box. That's basically like sitting on the couch.
Perfect. So you are a perfect test subject for this. Here was my rankings of best to worst climates to watch a football game. Again, you're not subjected to it, you're just watching to it. So best to worst. Snow, then cold, and snow like flurries a little bit, not like you're clearing off the field. Snow, number 1, cold, number 2, a sunny warm day out but outside, number 3. 4, a dome, and the worst one is rain. See last week's game. So what do you think of that list and or this topic? Do you think that there's
I would agree with the worst one. It's definitely rain. In my opinion, the best one is they should play every game in San Diego where it's 75 and sunny and like 8 miles an hour of wind, and that's it. Like,
you think that produces the best football?
Absolutely. I do, because I think that conditions are not they don't affect the game. Like, the best teams and the best players are going to make the plays, and that's what I would rather watch personally.
So how do you feel? How do you feel about
I would rather watch?
How do you feel about the Hear Brad Out? You think this is a good
topic?
The topic. You think it's a good topic?
This topic today, yeah, because I think most people probably would say no. Like they probably think no.
Rob, he's an elitist. He doesn't understand what it's like to watch
he was like,
football.
you people who sit at home and watch.
Hold on.
He did call us you people, Rob. He called us you people, and you actually go to the games.
Rob, that's because they were throttling me for saying this was a dumb topic, and they're like, you should do it from actually watching a game, or like what? Or no, they said, well, you should do what it is to play in, and I said, I'm trying to get on y'all's level and just try to kind of lower myself.
Come
to
down
watching.
with the rest of the commenters.
Right.
Yeah,
he called us peasants.
I did.
Okay, I like the topic. I don't agree with your assessments.
There we go.
I'll take that.
There we
take
go.
That.
No, nobody agrees with it, but something I didn't agree with Craig Counsell leaving us. Now, let me know, Rob. I know you heard about it. Is that Craig Counsell leaving the Milwaukee Brewers to go to the Chicago Cubs? Is that the greatest betrayal in Wisconsin sports history?
You know, Kyle, I'm glad you brought this up because I've been listening to a lot of talk about this on radio, on the internet. And, is there any precedent? What's the equivalent? Nobody that I've heard has brought up Vince Lombardi leaving.
Packer Steve called in and let us know about Vince Lombardi, but we didn't want to.
90.
He was also, looking for the oxygen.
Yeah. Okay, that's an interesting way to put it. But like some of the greatest Packers people have essentially betrayed this organization, starting with Lombardi and obviously Favre and Rodgers now as players. But I don't know. I mean, I think the Lombardi accomplished so much more that to me, like that's the bigger one. That I thought was just, I just hadn't heard a lot of that, which surprised me.
Chris, let's get that on Twitter at KBN ESPN. Bigger betrayal, Counsell or Vince Lombardi?
But people don't know that Washington was a rival at the time, right?
Yeah, right. Recency bias. And the other thing is, I'm trying to remember. Did Lombardi take a year off and then go to Washington, or did he go right away?
I'm going to try and remember, and I won't remember.
No, I thought he went right. I thought he went right away because he died.
He passed away shortly after leaving. Yes, that is right. There's a great Lombardi biography by David Marinis. I read it when I first got to Green Bay. It came out in '97, and it was like a great introduction to not only Packers history, but like Green Bay and the franchise and the state of Wisconsin. Lombardi to me is as big a figure as there is in Wisconsin sports.
So are you mad at Craig at all or no? I don't know if you're a Brewers fan or not.
So I'm going to just say this, Kyle. I grew up in Chicago, but I've lived here for 27 years, and I'm not a fan of any of the baseball teams. When the Brewers are good, I have them on. Like I will totally admit I'm a bandwagon guy. If they're not good in a particular year, it doesn't I don't give it a second thought. But when they're good, I'm like, all right. I call them we when they're good.
I like it.
Talking with Rob Domofsky here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. So we had a chance to hear Brad out. We heard your opinions on potentially adding Lombardi to the biggest betrayals in Wisconsin sports history, but it's time to hear Ben out because I had an analogy that actually worked for once.
It was good.
I believe that the first 8 games were like the 25% when you go to college and you sit in syllabus week, and 25% is weighted on attendance and this, that, and the other thing. I believe that the 50% and the highest weight of the grade is going to be the next 4 games when it comes to evaluating Jordan Love. Do you agree?
You're probably, Ben, you've probably been in college much more recently than all of us. So, Kyle, I don't know how old you are.
Well, they got master's degrees, so they were in college more recently than me. I got my degree, and I forgot I graduated. I had to call my academic advisor and have her look it up in the system.
Yeah, my diploma came in the mail, and it had an empty envelope in it. I had to call and try to figure out why Ohio University didn't send me the actual piece of paper. But I think it's a really interesting point. I like it because, and here's why I think that there's some validity to it, is that these next 4 games are against, 3 of the 4 are against really good teams, really good defenses. Pittsburgh obviously is a one-sided team, really good defense. Chargers, they got a good quarterback, and I'm not sure what else. And then the Lions and Chiefs. So I do think that it is it's 50% might be a tad high. The final exam, which should be the whole picture, I guess I don't know when the final is other than how you just grade the whole season, probably should be worth a lot. I did, and I'll self-promote here for a second, I did do a piece this morning on ESPN.com that compared the first 8 starts for Jordan Love in his first full season as a starter, obviously not counting that one start in 2001, Rodgers' first starts, and Favre's first 8 starts, which actually came starting in week 4 of the 92 season, so he didn't go into the season thinking he was going to be the starter. But I do think there's some interesting things to take note of, and historically, just how different the teams that Rodgers and Favre had to work with. I mean, Brett Favre had Sterling Sharp, who was well-established, and a veteran tight end in Jackie Harris. We know what Rodgers had in 2008. And their numbers really aren't that different. Both those guys were 4-4. I know people say quarterback wins aren't a thing, but we'll just say that they are. And they were 4-4. Jordan's 3-5. Favre had 9 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. So his numbers are a little bit lower than Jordan's. The one area that's a huge difference is completion percentage. Both those guys were in the 64% range, and Love, as we know, is still under 60, 59.6, I think. So I do think that, and here's another thing that people forget, is midway through 93, I guess not midway, the first month of the season, the Packers were 1-3 in 1993, and Mike Holmgren got the staff together, and they went around the room and said, should we go with Favre or Mark Brunell, who they had just drafted the year before? And there was serious discussion about benching Brett Favre. They were 1-3, 4 games into the 93 season, and he had thrown 5 picks. And obviously they didn't bench him, and obviously they made the right call. So I don't know that we're going to get the answer that we all want, right? We want to know now whether Jordan Love is the guy or isn't the guy. It would almost be easier, Ben, I think, if he were just terrible right now, like just awful. Like
I've been saying it. I think the best thing that happened in the Vikings game was there was like a little bit more of clarity of where he was. Now, last week, like, it's hard to even read, but like the more they can either blow out teams or get blown out, I think you're going to have more of an answer.
I totally agree with you.
Whether you want that or not, we're going to learn more.
See, we're beating around the bush. And Rob, you joined the Homer Hour yesterday, and when they asked you what was the best thing that you about Jordan Love, you said that he's not injury prone, that he stays healthy.
Yep, that is what I said.
If that's what we're saying after 8 weeks, that's pretty low for a bar. That's unimpressive.
Yeah, I mean, what else would you say though, Kyle? Like, what else would you come up? Okay, he's got a great demeanor. Okay, fine, he's even keeled. Maybe he should get after somebody every once in a while.
What happened to when he didn't slide and when he was to Matt LaFleur? I needed to rile the guys up. We haven't seen that since.
Yeah, that's the problem. That is the problem.
Rob, the article you wrote was on ESPN.com is really great, and I love. No, I will say
Jason joins. Hi, Jason. Nope. Rob joins. Great article.
These guys deserve our respect.
Give them their flowers right here.
They deserve their respect. I'm curious if you looked any further in the next 8 games. Did you notice? I know your article doesn't focus on that, but whether it be your experience or if you had looked into that and came across it for this article, what did the next 8 games look like for Favre and Rodgers? Was it all sort of the same?
You're gonna have to wait for his next story.
Yeah, I guess we will. And then for Love, should we just expect more of the same?
You'll have to click back. I mean, if you remember, I did not specifically look at Favre because I remembered the 93 story when they started so bad, and Mooch had told that story about them, thinking about benching him. But the rest of that Rodgers year, they only won 2 more games. They were 4-4, and they ended up 6-10. But by that time, you already knew that Rodgers sort of had it because there were so many games that season where Rodgers got them the lead, say with 7-8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, and then the defense blew it. And the biggest change that came after that season was that Mike McCarthy fired defensive coordinator Bob Sanders, and they hired Dom Capers, and then of course Ted Thompson went and drafted B.J. Raji and Clay Matthews that year, and they took off, sort of took off from there. Although 2009 didn't start that quickly because they were 4-4, right, at the start of 2009, and then they ended up winning 7 of the last 8 to finish 11-5. So it might not have been, now that I think about this, it might not have really been until that playoff game in 2009 at Arizona where they lost 51-45, but Rodgers was really, really good. He had a couple early turnovers in that game, and after that was really good, put up obviously a ton of points, ended up losing in overtime on a kind of a shady
face mask.
non-face mask call, yeah. But, I remember specifically walking out of Arizona, out of the stadium in Glendale that playoff game going, okay, they've got something. Now that was at the end of year 2. Maybe there were times before that you were pretty sure, but that was
4,000 yards in a 16-game season. He did have some weapons, but I mean that is impressive to do back in 2008.
28 touchdowns and 13 picks, if I remember right. And I don't know that he ever threw more than 13 after that. So it's pretty good.
Rob, we appreciate your time. Thanks for shooting us straight as we come from here, Brad, out to you every Wednesday.
Brad, if you want to just give me a heads up on what I'm supposed to say next week.
Oh gosh! Just because you he pumped his article and now they want to be buddy. See you, Rob.
We'll be seeing you.
That's Rob Domofsky of ESPN. Joins us every Wednesday with insights all around the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, and there's not much you can rely on today out there. Can't rely on Ben or Kyle knowing and agreeing with me on my Here Brad's out. You can't even rely on the cost of inflation and skyrocketing prices everywhere you look right now. But one area that you can control is lowering your energy costs year round, and that's by employing Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin to replace your old drafty windows and doors, because winter's coming and that cold weather's coming with it, and you're going to want Pella Windows and Doors protecting your home, and you can have them installed in as little as 6 weeks. And you can save even more right now by taking advantage of this offer that's no interest and no down payment for up to 36 months, but doesn't last forever. You have to order by November 30th. So set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
On Twitter, at ESPN Milwaukee, farewell Craig from at KBN ESPN. There's a video in which documents our trip up to Whitefish Bay, Wisconsin to see Craig Council Park and put the past behind us. We revisit that and the polls next on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by Bud Light.
You know what happens in May?
What happens in May?
Memorial Day weekend. MDW has a whole acronym. That is the start of the summer. Everybody is guns out because the sun is out, and buns out because the sun is out. Hey! They don't do that in October. Me and Ben, we like buns. And they only come out in Wisconsin in May.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Yeah, they're football guys, but they don't shy away from the big topics of the day.
Andy Reid's a dog? No,
Andy Reid's not a dog.
It does not have to be
Come on, he's like a St. Bernard.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by American Family Insurance.
It doesn't have to be hulking. Oh, it's an attitude.
Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Get to and from every home game in Green Bay this football season safely. Milwaukee Broadhouse, Jack's American Pub, and Wanakee Golf Course all offer transportation on game days. They've got bus services with private restrooms and all-you-can-drink packages. There's still room for the November 19th game. Book your round-trip ride and get access to an all-you-can-eat and drink tailgate at the bar on Holmgren Way. Make your game day experience a VIP experience with your official ride to Green Bay. Visit golfwanakee.com to book your trip today and use code ESPN23 for 10% off.
Hey, it's Gabe Neitzel from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. You've heard me talk about the results Mentality has had on my life, but don't just take it from me. Jason has had success too, thanks to Mentality.
My only regret is I didn't do it sooner. Knowing once again I've gotten the treatments done and continuing, I do feel, stuff does hurt a little bit more, but I'm 40, in my 40s, and that's going to happen. But again, the energy levels, it is above and beyond. Again, I'm back in that age where I'm like, this is amazing.
Get started today at lowtusa.com.
Right now, the prices of diamonds are probably the lowest we'll see in our lifetime.
Diamond prices are low, low, low. Here's why.
It was hard to meet new people during COVID.
When a person meets their soulmate, they usually get engaged about 39 months later.
People started dating again only about 36 months ago.
Most of the people who got engaged during COVID
or immediately after COVID
were already in a relationship before the COVID lockdown began.
The Wall Street Journal even published a story about all of this.
Low sales of engagement rings created a worldwide oversupply of diamonds.
But now, engagement ring sales are beginning to pick up again.
By the end of next spring, this temporary oversupply will be gone.
And diamond prices will start climbing like crazy.
If you ever wanted to own a big diamond, this is the year to do it.
Find the Kesslers nearest you
and see our extended holiday hours
at KesslersDiamonds.com.
If you want to own a big diamond, the time is now.
Must be at least 18 years old. Promo code, location, and other restrictions apply. See Sleeper Support Center for details. Please play responsibly. Call 1-800-522-4700 for help.
Think you know sports? Then try to turn your sports knowledge into real money with the Sleeper app, the ultimate fantasy sports app that can turn game day into payday. Just download the Sleeper app and pick your favorite sports and players, like football star Bryce Young. With more stats than any other sports app, just choose 2 or more of your favorite players. From pregame, live, or even across different sports. Pick more or less from the predicted stats and ka-ching. You could win up to 100 times your money if your pick wins. With the Sleeper app, you can make picks anytime, even after the game starts. Check out Sleeper today and unlock one of the fastest growing fantasy sports apps in the world. Download right now and get up to a $100 deposit match. Use promo code Milwaukee and you'll get up to a $100 match on your first deposit. Just go to the App Store, download the Sleeper app today, and remember to use code Milwaukee for up to a $100 match on your first deposit. That's promo code Milwaukee.
Current Electric offers professional generator installation services to homes throughout Milwaukee and surrounding areas. With more and more energy needed to power our homes and businesses, blackouts are becoming an increasingly common occurrence. Whether they're due to unexpected storms, grid issues, or down power lines, it is both inconvenient and potentially dangerous to lose power. Let the superheroes from Current Electric find the perfect generator for your space. Go to callcurrent.com for more information. That's callcurrent.com.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Maddie at the Princeton Club has been amazing for me, and you need to check out the Princeton Club if you have not been there. 8 Madison locations and 1 in New Berlin in the Milwaukee area, and the best part about it is everything. Open 24/7, free childcare with your membership, and when you're looking around and you're like, hey, am I at the place where I need to be? They always are upgrading their facilities, the equipment, so you know you're at the right place. You don't have to look anywhere. It's worth all of your time, and when you walk in, you feel like somebody's supporting you. That's the environment that they've created for me and for you at the Princeton Club. So check it out, the Princeton Club, for your better tomorrow. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. I'm Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, homeboy Chris running the show. 800-990-3776. Enjoyed talking to Rob Domofsky. Enjoyed hearing what these guys hated about spending 40 minutes with me in the car on our way from downtown Milwaukee to Whitefish Bay. You can see a video on Twitter at ESPN Milwaukee in which we document our goodbye to Craig Counsell.
Hey, it was healing. It was healing now. Did it feel good? It was powerful. Powerful.
Yeah, no, I still got some. I still got some explicit words for Craig in this whole situation.
Yeah, Kyle's still got a lot of emotion, but he's our emotional guy.
Chris,
he is.
Chris, can we play out to a different song? Can we play out to Big Sean? I don't mess with you. Losing manager, I ain't with you.
Mr. 1 and 9 in the last 10, I ain't messing with you.
Exactly. So that's how I feel about it. I'm still trying to recover from this betrayal.
Kyle, will you ever refer to it as Craig Counsell Park? Will you come up with a different name for it?
They need to change the name. They need to change the name.
Counsell out.
There it is. I don't condone what they did to the sign.
No,
but it was accurate though.
I don't condone what they did, but
there's other ways to express that.
Yeah. So
we did it
I'm
in
not
a healthy way.
Yeah, I'm not advocating that, but the messaging was spot on.
By burying the past, in which is Craig Counsell taking the money, and if we're being honest right now, you can read all you want about what he said. If you are saying in the same breath, I want to keep the community I have because I love the time there, but I want to build a community in Chicago, you're not looking back. You're just not. Just say honestly. And I heard it on Jay, Gabe, and Chewy, and I think we kind of nibbled at it yesterday. If you were honest and just was like, look, there was no way that I was going to get the money, or $8 million versus what the Brewers offered me wasn't enough. It's a little bit easier to swallow, but trying to pat us on the head on the way out feels wrong, and I don't like that.
Well, and that's why it's just a business, because you say all these things, like his video saying this is home and this is where he's from, and saying that, it's then hard to say what he's saying now in Chicago, because it is all about the money.
It is all about the money.
It's business.
But this is. I want y'all to hear this. because we ain't messing with them no more. We're moving on to something better. I guarantee you, Brewers fans.
It was healing, and you will heal from our video.
Yes, you will. Check it out.
You sure will. You better go to ESPN Milwaukee on Twitter, ESPN Milwaukee on Instagram to see that great video, to be able to bury the past and look forward towards a great future.
I think it'll help the listener, too. I think they'll feel healed.
Little teaser, we buried a Indiana Jones Craig Counsell bobblehead at Craig Counsell Field. We didn't leave it there. We were being watched. There were cameras.
There were cameras. But we had every right to be there.
I wasn't there.
We pay our taxes. Coming up next in Madison, you'll have Rutledge and Hamilton. We're streaming on YouTube. We're streaming wherever you want to listen. We'll be back in 2 minutes on 94.5 ESPN.
Everything that I do is my first name.
We do have an accident on the northbound Rock Freeway right at the county line. It is off on the right shoulder. Heads up with that. Westbound 94, going to be a bit slow from about 25th Street all the way through the stadium. And then southbound 43, you'll just ride the brakes from Silver Spring pretty much all the way down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge to about National Avenue. Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. Visit jamesimaging.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, rain ending, mostly cloudy, a low of 41. Then tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high of 53. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Sunday morning. You can smell it. Game day. And the brisket you've been smoking since last night. A day to be with family, aka fellow football fans. Traditions make Sundays easy to enjoy. Beers do too. Bud Light. Easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch. Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hi, this is Wayne Larrabee, the voice of Green Bay football. You know, fans count on me to make the right call every time, and I can continue to do that thanks to Summit Eye Care of Wisconsin. When my vision began to drift, my eye doctor said Summit Eye Care was the best place to go. Using the latest adjustable implants, the doctors at Summit were able to fine-tune my vision. In fact, my vision is now the best it's ever been. Summit Eye Care was the right call to help me see all the action on game days.
To schedule an appointment at one of their locations, visit summitiwi.com.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN. Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We them boys. We them boys.
It's the 414 post Craig Counsell hour on KBN.
I've accidentally said we've laid him to rest. That has not happened. We put it in the past. We are burying the past. And a little teaser. If you're not able to watch yet, it's on Twitter at ESPN Milwaukee, on Instagram as well at ESPN Milwaukee. But this is a compilation of some things we had to say about Craig Counsell. We are gathered here at Craig Counsell Park, which should be renamed, to bury the past. 1-9, the last 10 playoff games.
This whole state could have been named after you if you would have brought the Brewers a World Series, but no. You leave us for the big city.
You hurt my heart. You will forever be considered a traitor in this community.
The nasty Cubs. You enjoy it down there with those ridiculous fans, the booing, that trash ballpark. You're gonna be dealing with weather like this. Not in the nice confines of American Family Field.
Go ahead and pay $8 million. We'll figure out a way to beat you and do what you couldn't do here in the city.
Baseball and sports teams are all about winning championships. And you, my friend, we didn't win in the playoffs. We didn't make it to a World Series, and we didn't even win a World Series. So for
I'm
that,
warning you today, Craig Counsell, and I am moving on because we got all we need. Let's go, Crew.
you lost us, buddy. This is now my crew, not yours.
Kyle Wallace from the office of Mark Antanasio sending his message. You lost us. As you can see, we laid down flowers. We buried Craig Counsell's bobblehead on the third base line in honor of all the runners he's left stranded. No, he's not the third base coach, but you get my point.
We took our best Craig Counsell batting stance as well. That also felt good. See, our healing was not just verbal; it was full body healing. Some stances were better than others. Mine was average.
Yeah, mine wasn't great, but you know what?
Yeah, Kyle looked goofy.
Yeah, my stance was just as good as his playoff record. That's what that's what it is. You know what? And there's no crying in baseball.
It sounds like he's not burying the past.
No. Listen. I'm telling y'all, next May, that will be the most exciting series that we're going to be looking forward to. This is going to be the biggest series in the Brewers and Cubs rivalry.
Is that Memorial Day?
Memorial Day
is that
weekend.
at American Family Field?
At AmFam.
Because when we were listening to that video, you could hear what Brad was talking about in talking about the weather in which those games are going to get rained out early in the season.
Ain't no delays here, baby.
Nope.
Ain't no delays here. And so this game now has this energy, this juice, and it's because of him becoming the villain, the traitor that he truly is. And so, like I said before, there's no crying in baseball, and there's no tears on my face. I'm overjoyed. I'm overjoyed because I believe in my crew.
And you feel better, Kyle? Do you feel better after we did? I feel a little bit better, actually.
No, you see, here's the thing. I won't fully feel better until we sweep them Cubs. That's what I want to do. That will make me feel vindicated in the fact that he left us.
All right. I know we're not supposed to do this, but I think we're ready to move on. We good?
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
5 seconds. Well, that's a little long. 3 seconds, moment of silence to moving on and burying Craig Counsell. Thank you. All right, powerful. Moving on to the Green Bay Packers. You heard from Rob Domofsky earlier, and if you didn't, you can catch it on podcast wherever you get your podcast. Here's what he had to say yesterday on the Homer Hour as, again, Rob brought the heat. He will tell it how he sees it, and we are trying to ask you, what is the best thing about Jordan Love? Here's what he had to say.
And he does not appear at this point in his career to be injury prone. I think that's the best thing you can say about him right now. Now, is that important? I don't know. It's usually important because Aaron Rodgers was, I would say, majorly injury prone in the first 3 years of his career. Remember, he had the broken foot. I believe that was his rookie year. He had the shoulder injury in 2008. So, maybe it's not the most important thing. But the one thing, Jordan Love hasn't missed a single practice, let alone game rep. Other than just when he came out at the end of for some kneel downs by Sean Clifford or whatever it was. So I do think that's a positive sign. You certainly don't want a guy who, as great as he is getting hurt, every 3 games. So he does have that.
The point is, he just talked about the benefits of or the negative effects of being injury prone. And that was on a prompted question, I believe, of what is the best thing about Jordan Love?
Yeah, if we're building this team together, and I'm semi-new to the airwaves with you guys, and if we asked Brian D, or if I asked one of you guys, hey, what's my best quality as a radio host?
What would be the worst answer that you could
And
hear?
if you guys said, well, he shows up to our pre-show meetings, and he shows up from 2 to 5, I would be like, okay, that's pretty bad if that's the best you can
Honestly, that's better than injury prone.
Wow. That's true. That's just what I heard from Rob, right? I was a little bit surprised, but honestly, when we brought that up talking to him as well, he was like, well, first of all, it's not necessarily a negative. You can be injury prone and Love's good at showing up. But you'd want accuracy, you'd want leadership, you want deep ball, you want ability to
navigate the pocket,
dissect defenses, awareness. None of that stuff was mentioned, but I can't blame him. We see some quick flashes of what Jordan Love might be able to be, but I have a hard time coming up with a different
I'm
answer.
seeing a lot more of this as Greg in the 262 chimes in. Best thing, he's only signed for 2 years. Bring on Bo Nix. I'm seeing a lot of Bo Nix.
All right, let's calm down.
I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. Terry in the 920 chimes in. He says Jordan Love shows no fire in how he plays. 800-990-3776. The best thing about Jordan Love as a quarterback.
So here's the thing. Is when Rob Demovsky, somebody who has been covering football for over 25 years, works for ESPN, and the best he can come up with as a journalist that he is, creative mind, you know what I'm saying, has well with words, good with words. I ain't my forte, but very good with words. The best thing that he can come up with is injury prone after seeing Jordan Love for 8 games. That is a problem. That is a huge problem where that's the best compliment you can give somebody that goes out there every single week, does not miss any snaps. You didn't say, oh, man, he shows so much potential. He's an exciting player. All that deep ball or, man, that zip he has on the ball. He literally gave him no type of credit for any of the attributes or characteristics that he shows as a football player. He literally said the man can stay healthy and can practice. That is a big problem. I'm not saying that Jordan Love, we should just throw him away and he has no chance. But what I'm saying is this, is that it is problematic when somebody that covers the Green Bay Packers can only say the best characteristic, the best thing about him so far is the fact that he has been healthy. That is a, oh, wow moment for me. And then really, I mean, if you ask me what the best thing about him is it's literally like nothing.
I bet you took the words out of my mouth.
That's just what it
like
is.
The best thing hasn't been shown yet. Right? Like, we haven't been shown the best thing. It's hard. Like, you can't pick the best thing when you haven't seen the best thing. 800-990-3776, the best thing about Jordan Love as a quarterback. Let's go to Alan in Milwaukee. Alan, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going, y'all?
What up, Alan?
Kyle and Nortman. Nortman. You guys played a lot of football. I played a lot of football. Now, let me tell you, Jordan Love runs a good huddle. And you guys know from football how hard it is to get guys to huddle up in and out cleanly because it's like it can be a lot of times like herding cats. So I will give him credit for running a good huddle.
Alan, this is worse than injuries. And I've appreciated your calls all through the years, but this is bad. Jordan Love runs a good huddle? He can herd the cats and dogs? He can bring the cattle together and let them know what the play is? That's the best thing about Jordan Love?
I was waiting for Alan to like bring that home to leadership, maybe. Because that I would buy. I would buy leadership.
Alan could be a troll, but that wasn't a troll job. I think he's being seen because Brad Nortman.
Yeah, come on, man. It's KBN. Kyle Brust and Nortman. I mean, if you get my first name wrong, maybe not, but it's Kyle Brust and Nortman, folks. I appreciate him wanting to get it right, though. Sounded like he didn't want to.
He said you guys have played a lot of football.
That's true. He didn't want to
Is it a good quality for Jordan? Is that the best thing about him? Is he can?
Well, I mean, he's so uninspiring. And again, I was ready to marry this man, but I'm so uninspired because his play has not been up to a high level. And I talked about it yesterday. Brett Favre changed my life. He changed my life because he played with such excitement. He made football look so fun. He performed on the field. The interceptions didn't matter to me, and the heartbreak with those interceptions didn't matter because when he throws touchdown passes or has games like he did against the Raiders after his father passed away, that is what makes you love football. Aaron Rodgers doing the belt after he makes big plays, that is what makes you excited. Jordan Love hasn't had those moments which haven't gotten me excited because he has not performed up to the level of being a high-quality starting NFL quarterback. So, yeah, he might be boring. He's boring because he's trying to focus on making sure he makes the right pass or completes the pass or doesn't underthrow a guy.
800-990-3776, the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. To further that, right, like, honestly, when I think of Jordan Love's best moment, and we're not even talking about the best thing about him right now, it doesn't have anything to do with his arm. It was a juke move inside the red zone against a veteran linebacker for the Saints and Demario Davis. I was like, oh, wow. Like, nice cut.
Wow.
But I don't need a nice cut. I don't. I need to see more deep ball accuracy, even when it came to last game. it was good to see Christian Watson make a play. That ball was up in the air forever. The DB didn't make a play on the ball, which was great. Christian Watson was able to make the play. The deep ball before that to Christian Watson was underthrown, and that's been something that, sure, early on in the season, we're like, like at least he's getting pass interference flags for it. That evens itself out, and that becomes more of a consistent issue. 800-990-3776. The best thing about Jordan Love as a quarterback. Brad, tell us about QC Kinetics.
I would love to tell you about QC Kinetics because I don't know about Jordan Love's arm, but you know what? If you've got pain in your arm, in your hips, your knees, your back, wherever it is, your shoulders, QC Kinetics is here to help. Don't let it sideline you any longer. And guess what? Surgery isn't your only option. Do not believe that. You need to call QC Kinetics because they're the future of pain relief. That's because they use regenerative medicine. They're the nation's leader in it, and they are able to restore and repair that damaged joint tissue that you're experiencing, but they can do it the national way. This is the science of using properties from your own body to give you long-lasting relief that you've been looking for. And again, no drugs and no downtime. And there's 150 different clinics all nationwide, including one right here in Milwaukee. And that's because QC Kinetics uses their advanced protocols to get you moving again. Life is about motion. You want to be on the move. You want to be active. When you're not doing that, life just isn't the same. So work with QC Kinetics to use their advanced regenerative treatment to give you that amazing recovery that you've been looking for and say no more to pain as we look into 2024. Again, no drugs, no downtime, no surgery, only relief of that pain that's been giving you so many issues. So call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation. Let their medical professionals give you a better path forward and a pain-free life. Call 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Hey, Russell, this is Brad. Awesome. I had nothing before then.
Hey, Russell, this is Brad.
Hey, Russ, what up, Russ?
Awesome. And I'm going to read this word for word.
Yeah,
That's who I am.
all right, let's give him the floor. I'm going to
Yeah, don't interrupt, dang it.
Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Delays abound all over the place. We got some standing water, too, on some of those low-lying areas along the construction zone on 43, underneath Good Hope Road and along near Silver Spring, etc. So just be extra careful. We've also got an accident on northbound on the Rock Freeway at 124th Street or close to Layton Avenue. So just be extra careful through that area. Slow speeds no matter where you go, though, because we got a lot of water coming down. Traffic is brought to you by the Waukesha Gun Club. Join their winter-heated 5-stand league today. The 12-week league begins November 25th. Learn more at waukeshagunclub.org. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, showers early, mostly cloudy and breezy with a low of 42. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and breezy with a high of 53. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
This Friday night on 620 WTMJ, it's semifinal action as the Crusaders battle Luxembourg Casco on 620 WTMJ. Gabe Neitzel and Mike Podol have the call starting at 6:30 Friday night. Kickoff of Catholic Memorial Football on 620 WTMJ happens at 7 o'clock. Sponsored by the Bray Team at Shore West, Gerald Nell Inc., Wind Dancer Balloon Promotions, Mid-City Sports, Suburban Asphalt, Perspire Sauna Studio, Edge Leadership, and Urchel Real Estate Group.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats. Now through Wednesday, save on 8 to 16.5 ounce selected varieties Hostess multi-packs, 2 for $6. 9 to 12 ounce or 10 to 12 count selected varieties Starbucks K-Cups or coffee, $9.99. 19.5 to 34 ounce selected varieties Sara Lee pies, $5.99. 32 ounce selected varieties International Delight coffee creamers, 2 for $7.
Let's see, spices, cardamom, hibiscus powder. It's like looking at Green Bay's roster right now. I don't recognize it, but I'll learn to love it.
Attention Century shoppers. You're going to love this opportunity. Win 2 tickets to see Green Bay play Kansas City on December 3rd, autographed Packers footballs, or 4 packs of Hall of Fame tickets.
I'd love to see Green Bay's new QB in action and win those tickets. What do I do?
Find the weekly code on Century's Facebook or Instagram and enter to win.
Love it. Getting the Century code on Insta right now.
Ends November 14th.
You love her twice as much today as the day you married her, right?
Welcome to Kessler's.
Stay up to date on the green and gold all season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks.
Do you know or work with kids who have special healthcare needs? Help them live their best lives. Contact Wisconsin Wayfinder Children's Resource Network. Our specialists will connect you with services in your area. Wisconsin Wayfinder is free and confidential. Call 877-947-2929 or visit dhs.wi.gov/WISCWAY. Connect today. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
For general contest rules, visit ESPNWisconsinContest.com.
ESPN Milwaukee's Gabe Neitzel. I've spent a while telling you about Mentality because it works. Not just for me, though. Take it from fellow Mentality user Jason. He's got a new lease on life thanks to Mentality.
Process was easy. It really, truly was. And the individuals that work at Mentality, very helpful, very respectful. It was an easy out. You go in a week after, they give you the results right away. And once you find that you're able to do it, just that thought, the energy already picked up a little bit. Most of it could have been mentally wise, but knowing that, hey, I get to start this, it was incredible.
Learn more today at LoTUSA.com.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Cedar Ridge Distillery's original 86 bourbon has been the best-selling bourbon in Iowa for the third year in a row. And they're making a home here in Wisconsin. And why Cedar Ridge has great product is because it's aged in non-climate controlled rick houses, which the Midwest weather exposes those temperature swings of over 100 degrees each year, resulting in a unique flavor profile that cannot be achieved in other climates, which means each bottle offers that best authentic Midwest craftsmanship. Learn more at cedarridgedistillery.com. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, 94.5, ESPN 1430, ESPN Beaver Dam. I ran down the stairs real quick, a little out of breath, and I don't know if you heard me reading. It was like it's starting to become apparent, or was that in my head?
No, it is now, though. Don't you have a big basketball game tonight, Ben?
I do, yes.
Are you like, how would you say your like physical fitness is? Like, are you in shape?
No.
You're not?
No, for the same reasons why I made fun of you for eating oatmeal 27 out of 30 days in a month.
Okay, fair.
Is I enjoy myself a little bit more with the food and the freedom of putting things in my body than you do.
So you're like a spot shooter, right? You're just kind of like easy defense, and then just like I'm just gonna sit here.
Oh no, easy defense, and easy defense, and I can't just stand in the corner. I'll run around like a psychopath out there right now, just on offense.
But on defense, you're taking plays off.
Yeah, but at least I don't guide it. I can tell you that. And that's what Matt LaFleur says that Jordan Love is doing right now with the football. And it's evident to anybody who's watched football over a long period of time. There's just a weird like hop, please, like what like the way I would describe Jordan Love throwing the football is, all right, I'm gonna throw it. Please be good. Like I'm gonna try and do this perfectly. Please. And it just feels as if like there's no confidence. Like when the ball leaves his hand, are you ever confident about where it's going?
No.
That's a problem. And Matt LaFleur describes it here in his presser.
I just think he's got to shut his mind off and let it rip. I think a lot of times when you try to aim something or guide it, you're not gonna be as successful. I think he's been throwing the ball for a long time. I think he's done a much better job of putting air under the ball. I think two of the explosion plays that we had in the second half, the one to Wicks, I thought that was an unbelievable pass. I know it wasn't a go ball, but he had pressure in his face, and I mean he stayed on platform and changed his arm angle and threw a ball right on the money to Wicks, and then it followed that up the next play on that deep cross route to Musgrave. That was a beautiful pass as well. So it sounded like he certainly can make all those throws.
That was Matt LaFleur in his presser talking about Jordan Love. And to a degree, I agree with him, right? And like, I didn't plan on doing this in talking about basketball, but when I couldn't shoot, it was a mental thing. It was always a mental thing, and it was you're aiming, you're guiding, and one of the hardest things to do is get out of that. But what I will say is I haven't seen Jordan, like, you know what I mean? Like, we haven't seen Jordan Love hit 8 in a row. You know what I mean? Like, he hasn't had like those like unbelievable runs of throwing the ball where it's like he's trying to get out of a rut. That's where it's different for me, right? Like, could have shot 50% over 8 games from 3 and that been like, well, that's really good. And then shot 25% the next 8 games and know that like there's probably a 40% in there that like you just got to become consistent with and not be as streaky. But like at least you showed you can make 50% of your threes. Right now, we've only known the completion percentage the entire season. It's been right around there. And that is my fear when listening to him say, don't aim. Like I remember in the movie Shooter, I think it was, it's point shoot. He goes point shoot. I'm like, it's probably not that movie, but I forget what it was. You get my point. There's like less air when you think less. And right now, I don't even know if he's got that top ceiling of like not guiding, because all I know is watching him guide.
Right. Whether, shooting, punting, throwing a football, these are all like fine motor skills that are highly repetitive. And so if you have it in you and if you're an athlete and you cultivate with very fine details to be able to master your craft, there's no reason why you shouldn't do it, but the mental block is a very real thing. Now, the question is that what Jordan Love is actually dealing with?
Joel Stave, Wisconsin quarterback.
Oh, he didn't have the ability to overthrow anybody.
But relax for a second. I'm not using him as a comparison to NFL quarterbacks.
Sore subject in my mind.
I understand. Just take it easy for a second for the sake of he was the starting quarterback for the Wisconsin Badgers. He then got the yips. Like, he got the yips. He had to go out and throw with his like siblings around to regain confidence. But we had known before he was skipping the ball in his 4th year, the first 3 years, like we had seen him complete passes. So I'm just saying that's the mental block where it's like, again, is this just it or is it a mental block?
Well, and that's what I wonder too, because, whatever career you look at when it comes to a fine motor skill like that, at least you've proven that you can do it. You've seen flashes of it in a game. And when I look at Jordan Love right now, he does look less fluid, less confident than he did in the preseason and early in the season. It looks like his mechanics are regressing a little bit as well, like lower body and upper body. So that's the question that I have. Like, is this a mental thing or is this a physical thing? And we don't know if he can make those throws. And even from 3 years worth of practice, we have Jason Wilde. I don't know if Jason Wilde for sure said it, but I know that Rob Domofsky said it. Can't really remember a wow moment.
Well,
Jason said that as well.
Well,
Did
Jason
say
had.
that too?
Wow! Here's what I know about Jason. He has made it very clear. He has tweeted like the red light emoji where it's like wow alert, like. When you have to spell it out, and I think he spelled it out twice about wow throws, that's bad. It's like the same thing that we're talking about is like when we ask you what the best thing about Jordan Love is, you continue to search, you continue to look. It should be right in front of you, right? You shouldn't have to be searching for something like that.
And the thing is, what I'm concerned about is I'm listening to those who are evaluating Jordan Love, and all they're saying are things of trying to be more motivational. And, whether it's Goody talking about we need just some more time and we'll figure it out hopefully by the end of the season. And with Matt LaFleur, what he just talked about, it just nothing seems to be too impressive. And it seems like they're trying to convince themselves that he is something that he potentially is not. And so whether or not this guy has the yips or whatever it is his job as a professional athlete to get it together to try to perform at the best that he can. I understand the pieces around him may not be the best pieces, but him personally, he has to understand he is also playing for a job and playing for a career, and he has to get it together. I'm sorry. Like, hey, we all have ups and downs in our lives and in our profession, but his profession is watched by millions of people and evaluated and judged by a whole bunch of people as well. And I'm not going to give him any slack and say, well, he's young. No, you got to get it together, brother, or you are going to be out of the league.
Well, and I wonder,
or you become a journeyman. You have an opportunity to be a franchise quarterback.
A backup. A journeyman is somebody who actually like Ryan, the dude with the beard.
Ryan Tannehill.
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
He's a journeyman. He actually got to play. No, he's going to be a backup. That is the trajectory of him, is going to be sitting behind and holding a clipboard for the rest of his career.
Well, Matt LaFleur and this whole coaching staff, their job's on the line. So I wonder what they're telling him behind the scenes. If it is purely mental and not physical, and they believe he can make those throws, what are they telling him behind the scenes, both Matt LaFleur and Tom Clements, the quarterback coach?
Do they sound like they believe in him? I haven't heard anybody say, we just got to get Jordan to,
we're close.
Yeah.
He's right there. We see him make these throws all the time.
You don't hear any of that optimism in it. It's, letting it rip it, let it loose. No, it should be rip it, let it loose, like it's right there. And, if he just rips it and let it loose, he hits them every single time. I know he has it in him. We don't hear any of that encouragement. We just simply hear hey, let it loose. Or, hey, we're going to figure it out. There's no sense of confidence.
Jordan's hit that pass 9 out of 10 times in practice. That was the one time.
No.
We're not getting that at all.
They haven't seen the wows. And that's what's concerning.
Oh, wow. We want that. Honestly, here's the homework for anybody listening right now. Play that again, Chris. Oh, wow. I want to know on Sunday when Jordan Love makes a throw, if you ever say this. Oh, wow. That's what I want to know. Let's also hear from Matt LaFleur, Adam Schefter from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, because you hit on it, Brad. Matt LaFleur is tied to Jordan Love. He sounds like a beaten man on the podium because he knows there's a lot riding on him and QB1.
Those questions only increase if you don't win. If you win, no problem. Everybody's safe. But in this league, when you don't win, those questions are going to come up. And as soon as they start coming up, they continue to increase in frequency. And when that happens, sometimes it's, unless the coach can turn it around, it's a matter of time.
Unfair or not to Matt LaFleur, that's the way the NFL works. Whether Goody gave him a good enough roster to get wins on his resume for this year, doesn't matter. It's what have you done for me lately? What have you done with what I put together for you? And for a fourth-year guy that was drafted in the first round, Goody's going to look at it in that lens. He's not going to look at poor Matt, youngest wide receiver and tight end group. It's like, you didn't perform? It'll help me keep my job if I bring somebody else in, because it's all about gobbling up what?
Control.
Power, control, all those things.
Well, and the patience level never lasts as long as you think it does in the NFL. I mean, I even look at legendary coasts like Bill Belichick. I mean, there's rumors that he might get fired. It never lasts as long as you think it does. All those years of goodwill and winning that Matt LaFleur has put in there, that can get depleted really quick by losing.
Nothing would make me happier than listening to the Green Bay Game Day postgame show and hearing the dog of the game is Jordan Love. Because he put the team on his back, because he did something to elevate this team against a tough Steelers defense that's going to have, they're going to force takeaways, right? If we're being honest, he's likely going to either throw an interception, have a fumble lost. How is he going to respond, right? I think that's the biggest thing against a tough, tenacious defense. Without being emotional?
He's gonna be steady.
But maybe he doesn't, right? We saw it once. He didn't slide, and I forget who he ran over, but he said the team needed juice. Well, guess what? The team needs juice. And so become the dog of the game. Presented by Sit Means Sit. If your dog doesn't always listen to you, or you ask yourself, why don't they listen to me? Look no further than Sit Means Sit. You can have a happy, confident, obedient dog by talking with Matt and their team, going to sitmeansit.com, the Milwaukee and Waukesha pages. Check them out. Sit Means Sit. They're amazing. Reminds me. Happy birthday to my buddy, my guy. He turns 5 today. Brust the dog. More Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Oh, wow.
No.
That's why.
Come on.
That's why you didn't know the name of the show.
I can understand Alan once. Ben Brust, not you.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Nice.
Next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light.
The fact that I, within a month and a half, would have an opportunity to have Sierra thinking about me, oh, my goodness. I signed up to be with y'all, but I will happily be with Sierra.
All right, take it easy. Put it in the pants. Put it in the pants.
Stop it. Not that type of happy.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We've got some standing water that's causing some big delays. 43 north and southbound. Some of those low-lying areas through the construction zones really wreaking havoc. So it's super slow no matter where you go, anywhere between Good Hope Road and the Marquette. Also, westbound 94 solid out of the Marquette all the way out past Hawley Road. The eastbound side slowing down from 84th Street through to about 27th. And then on 894 westbound slowing right out of the Mitchell Interchange all the way to Forest Home. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco. And check the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. Showers early, then mostly cloudy and breezy, a low of 42. Then tomorrow, mostly sunny and breezy with a high of 53. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Sunday morning. You can smell it. Game day. And the brisket you've been smoking since last night. A day to be with family, aka fellow football fans. Traditions make Sundays easy to enjoy. Beers do too. Bud Light. Easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch. Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Everywhere you look, from groceries to utilities to gas, prices keep going up. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin can dramatically help lower your energy costs year-round by replacing drafty windows and doors in as little as 6 weeks. And now you can save even more by taking advantage of no interest and no down payment for up to 36 months when you order by November 30th. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. See showroom for details. Offer ends 11/30/2023. Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit zbart.com for more information.
Rookie cornerback Carrington Valentine played well in place of the departed Rasul Douglas in the Packers' Week 9 win over the Rams. Valentine delivered superb covers throughout the game with 3 pass breakups and helped limit Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, and Tutu Atwell to 9 catches out of 21 targets for 93 yards. Head coach Matt LaFleur loves the competitiveness that Valentine brings to the field.
He's not going to shy away from competition. He believes in himself. I think he went out there and had a pretty good performance.
Valentine and the rest of the Packers visit the 5-3 Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday. Kickoff from Acrisure Stadium is set for noon.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
Get to and from every home game in Green Bay this football season safely. Milwaukee Broad House, Jack's American Pub, and Wanakee Golf Course all offer transportation on game days. They've got bus services with private restrooms and all-you-can-drink packages. Book your round-trip ride from any of these locations and get complimentary access to an all-you-can-eat and drink tailgate at the bar on Holmgren Way. Make your reservations now. There's still room for the November 19th game. Visit MilwaukeeBroadhouse.com to book your trip today and use code ESPN23 for 10% off.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields. If you're in the market for a full-size 8-passenger SUV, look no further than the Defender 130. And with the Defender 90, the 110, and this 130, there's luxury in the right size for everyone. And now is the best time to take advantage of a great offer like this.
For a limited time, get 3.9% special APR rate for up to 60 months on new 2023 Defenders at Land Rover Waukesha. Go to LandRoverWaukesha.com.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
800-990-3776. I call him the Take Machine. His name is Josh DiMaggio. Former producer of Scalzo and Brust, now producer of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Morning 7 to 9 across these airwaves. Robin McGuanago chimes in the, oh, wow. Chris, please. Oh, wow. Got me thinking, can you guys have a segment where Josh DiMaggio goes over Love's pill slings for the game? So for those who don't know.
Pill slings.
A pill sling.
Pill.
Yes, he calls the football the pill.
Oh, okay.
So you know one when you see one. That's the rules of a pill sling. The pill sling is when you throw the perfect pass, where it drops right into the bread basket. The wide receiver doesn't have to adjust or do it. It's just the perfect throw. And that is how we used to measure Aaron Rodgers, over under 1.5 pill slings this game. And so that is what the oh wow now is kind of what I'm getting to. And I think we need to bring our resident pill sling guy in with the oh wow and see if we can if we can come up with any. Does anyone have any oh wow or pill slings from the first 8 games of the season?
I mean, he did drop a dime ball to Jaden Reed.
But Jaden Reed had to jump and stretch and make the catch, so that's not a pill sling. The pill sling is in stride. Jaden Reed catches that, and off he goes.
Can I think of any?
Oh, wow.
Any? Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. 800-990-3776. This is bad. This is bad. I need somebody to tell me one. Otherwise, Kyle's going to lose faith.
Well, here's the thing.
800-990-3776.
We talked about the first 8 games and the next 4 games being important, so this is what I'm going to say. I'm going to go back to Jordan Love apologies because we did win last week, so I'm not as angry or upset as I was the previous 4 weeks. And you know what? Let's see what Jordan Love and J Love can do this week, and hopefully have some pill swings because he's going to let it loose on Sunday, and so I'm expecting him to maybe have some oh wow moments of pill swing.
It's almost Thursday. That means we got overly optimistic Kyle with no back reasoning behind his optimism.
Yeah, usually of weeks of late, it kind of started in a trough that has built its way to Thursday and Friday. There's no trough. On Monday, came in optimistic, pretty happy. So we're going to be hitting are we going to be hitting Packers can win out by Friday?
I mean, we talked about the optimism in the fact that these next 4 games mean a lot for Jordan Love, and so I can be excited and confident about what can be and what we will see these next 4 games with Jordan Love.
800-990-3776. I'm going to test your pill sling / oh wow skills. Bill. Oh, wow. And Wauwatosa chimes in. The Musgrave touchdown last week was pretty perfect.
Oh, stop it.
See, yeah.
Thank you. Okay, you guys passed the test.
Yeah.
That was play design, not necessarily it was pretty by Matt LaFleur. All Jordan had to do was put a pass anywhere near Luke Musgrave and he scores.
We're lucky to have seen all those years of Aaron Rodgers because I will say he threw some pills now. Those pill slings where it's how did you hit that guy
in the bread basket?
Stride, and that's the only place it could have gone. So it's a high standard, and I don't envy Jordan Love for having to follow that.
No,
and I'm going to bring it back up. Packers family night. I said they're not going to have. I wonder if they're going to have the net out there where Aaron Rodgers used to throw with the backups from 30, 40 yards into the small net in the back of the end zone because that was showing off that deep ball accuracy.
And here's the thing, is that pass to Luke Musgrave, how many passes have you completed in the NFL, Brad?
Me?
Yeah.
1.
1 for 1.
If you were Jordan Love in that play, you would have been 2 for 2.
Yes.
You been 2. That was easy. I mean,
Dontavian Wicks would have been 2 for 2.
Yeah.
When I threw my pass, he was as wide open as Luke Musgrave. So anyone could have made that.
But hey, look, I'm not going to fault Bill 4 in Wauwatosa because we need to set the parameters of what we're looking for. It is a high standard, but it is a standard which you should see. Like CJ Stroud, he threw some pill slings, right? Again, that's a name now that you're seeing him being Jordan Love being compared to, right? Whether he's a rookie, 4-year guy, whatever. They've played a similar amount of games thus far. And so you're looking for a type of throw that you go, oh, wow.
Can I just say that was one of Tory Lowe's best oh wows? Well, that's a great little recording of him. I'm so glad we got that.
You can absolutely say that. Tory's our guy.
Hey!
Tory Lowe Tuesdays. Make sure you check it out, or you can listen to him on 101.7 The Truth. And the hard part is we love that so much that it's hard for us to continue to do our jobs because the 3 go-tos are A. Powerful. Oh, wow. Those are the 3 Tory Lowe staples.
I wish I had taglines like Tory Lowe. I mean,
there's still time.
Is only a guy like that can pull that off? Could I ever come up with?
No.
Could I ever have something where you're like, dang, that's on the level of Tory Lowe?
Yeah, no. I mean,
no.
Brad, you got your own swagger, but you know, Tory Lowe's Tory Lowe. I can't do it either. You know what I'm saying? We got to know our lane, and sometimes it is a gift, and we have our gifts, and he has his.
Sure does.
On Twitter at ESP Milwaukee, you can see a video in which us three went up to Craig Council Park in Whitefish Bay, and we buried the past. We're putting it behind us, as well as you can see our Twitter poll. Is it frowned upon to throw an apple core out of your window? Yes, it's littering 29%. No, it's biodegradable at 71%. Kyle yelled at me for throwing an apple out of the window while we were driving. Why? Because why?
What do you mean? Why? What do you mean? Why? It's illegal.
I mean,
littering. That's what
71% of me of the people.
See, I had to stand up. But this is the problem with America right now. It's the fact that we don't respect this beautiful green earth that we have. How are we throwing stuff out the window? How are you going to sit there and drive in a car with a child? And I'm not talking about your child. I'm just saying people in general. With a child. And throw stuff out the window. Because you know what? Young eyes are upon you and they're watching. Yeah. And if you do it, all they're going to do is follow and do what you do and think it's acceptable. And it's okay to throw stuff out the window.
I've never thrown an apple out a window.
Exactly.
Who the hell throws an apple out a window?
It starts with an apple. Who cares?
The voice you're hearing is Homer, Mr. Perfect.
You eat the apple first?
Yes, it's just the core of the apple with the seeds.
Does that change things?
Yeah, it does definitely change things.
No, I didn't throw out a whole apple. That's the apple core.
It's littering. It sets
It's not littering.
What do you?
We're just
it literally. The letter of the law and the rule says that. It's
what a heel turn!
If you throw out, listen. If I was Officer Wallace and you threw something out your window in front of me, I hate when people throw stuff out the window. I literally.
I'm glad Officer Wallace is going to get the litterers.
I would say if you were Officer Wallace, would you pull somebody over for littering?
I would be more against litterers than I am for weed smokers.
But wait a minute! I thought you could roll if you. I thought you could throw after you ate an apple. Throw it out the window.
Thank you.
It's biodegradable. If I'm wrong,
you are wrong.
You're not wrong. It is biodegradable.
No,
and that's why it says no. It's biodegradable. 71%.
You are wrong. That is illegal. You cannot throw anything out of your car and put it into our streets. That is called littering. Y'all ain't drove down Capitol after the wintertime. It's litter everywhere.
Kyle Wallace, you and I went to Jacobson Orchards. Appleman in the orchard chimes in. The apple man himself. We picked apples at his orchard.
Okay.
I always throw my apple cores out the window. Better than wasting landfill.
Well, you can't
area.
throw them out in the street. You got to throw them into. I thought of the area.
Yeah, I threw it into a grassy area.
Yes, that's what I thought you were supposed to do.
While driving, Homer, he was driving with one hand, throwing his core out with another while having precious cargo. You should all be ashamed of yourselves. This is the problem. This beautiful green planet that I want to live in.
90 years old?
90? What about 90?
Only 90-year-old people think
complain about apple cores.
Lawrence Welk too?
I don't even know what that is.
All right, okay.
But
you'll learn if you stay on this track.
You really think? I mean,
it's a slip. It's not
a slippery slope.
It is a slippery slope.
I cannot throw I can't throw a brick out the window, but I can throw an eaten apple.
No, do not
eat an orange. I can take the orange peels and do that as well, right?
No, you're messing up the beauty. You know what I'm going to do? You know what? I know where you live now. I'm going to go to your house. I'm going to dump out a whole bunch of apple cores. I'm going to dump out a whole bunch of orange peels.
I didn't say a bunch.
No.
We're talking one.
But you're like,
I've never.
71%.
All right, you need to take a breath. This is about an apple core.
One
apple core.
It is about littering. I believe in this planet, in this country. I'm ashamed of the fact that 71%
More
of
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman with Homer next.
Love our planet.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
And I said, it just came out. I said, are y'all going to talk the whole show like this?
Good for you.
For the next 25 minutes, all they said was they started ribbing me. Oh, you going to clap like that the whole time? You going to laugh like that the whole time?
No.
You going to lay back like that the whole time? Why don't y'all go sit over in them open seats?
Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Yeah, they're football guys, but they don't shy away from the big topics of the day.
Andy Reid's a dog? No,
Andy Reid's not a dog.
It does not have to be a public on. He's like a St. Bernard.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by American Family Insurance.
It doesn't have to be hulking. It's an attitude.
Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
This is the sound of a Festival Foods grocery cart on the move. You don't hear it? That's because Festival Foods carts don't squeak. A squeak-free cart may seem like a small thing, but if it helps make your visit better, it's a big deal to us. Because helping our guests is what makes us feel good. Do you hear that? Now there's 2 of them. Festival Foods. Happy to help.
Tired of power outages disrupting your life? Make them a thing of the past by getting a Generac home standby generator from Adams Generators. Adams Generators is the largest and #1 rated Generac dealer in Wisconsin. With 24/7 emergency support, our factory-trained technicians are standing by to assist you. Visit adamspower.com/generators to make sure your power always stays on. That's adamspower.com/generators.
Right now, the prices of diamonds are probably the lowest we'll see in our lifetime.
Diamond prices are low, low, low. Here's why.
It was hard to meet new people during COVID.
When a person meets their soulmate, they usually get engaged about 39 months later.
People started dating again only about 36 months ago.
Most of the people who got engaged during COVID
or immediately after COVID
were already in a relationship before the COVID lockdown began.
The Wall Street Journal even published a story about all of this.
Low sales of engagement rings created a worldwide oversupply of diamonds.
But now, engagement ring sales are beginning to pick up again.
By the end of next spring, this temporary oversupply will be gone.
And diamond prices will start climbing like crazy.
If you ever wanted to own a big diamond, this is the year to do it.
Find the Kesslers nearest you
and see our extended holiday hours
at KesslersDiamonds.com.
If you want to own a big diamond, the time is now.
Must be at least 18 years old. Promo code, location, and other restrictions apply. See Sleeper Support Center for details. Please play responsibly. Call 1-800-522-4700 for help.
Think you know basketball? Then try to turn your basketball knowledge into real money with the Sleeper app, the ultimate fantasy sports app that can turn game day into payday. Just download the Sleeper app and pick your favorite sports and players, like basketball star Damian Lillard. With more stats than any sports app, just choose 2 or more of your favorite players from pregame or live. Pick more or less from the predicted stats and ka-ching. You could win up to 100 times your money if your pick wins. With the Sleeper app, you can make picks anytime, even after the game starts. And only on Sleeper can you get up to 100 times payout. Check out Sleeper today and unlock one of the fastest growing fantasy sports apps in the world. Download right now and get up to $100 deposit match. Use promo code Milwaukee and you'll get up to $100 match on your first deposit. Just go to the App Store, download the Sleeper app today, and remember to use code Milwaukee for up to $100 match on your first deposit. That's promo code Milwaukee.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here. A couple years ago, my knee was acting up. As an athlete, I've played through pain before, but it was getting to the point where I couldn't compete in the sports I loved. I decided to check out Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. It's the best decision I've made. I felt no pressure to have surgery. That was important to me. We had choices. I ultimately did choose to have a procedure. I was in and out in just hours and back in action shortly after. I recommend meeting their doctors. Visit orthowisconsin.com today.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
That's Dr. Duke, which means Homer's joining us here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. But I got to tell you about Forward Healthy Lifestyles. Lindsay's team has been amazing to work with in Germantown because testosterone is a major factor in how we gain muscle, build tone, and perform in the bedroom. But it's not just about biceps and sex, people. Big T helps with energy, concentration, mood, weight management, and heart health. And the best way to do this is when you book your free confidential consultation, ask about the blood panel. Because you get the blood draw, you get to see where you're deficient. And I have my plan. Tomorrow's my injection day. And I've grown so much with Lindsay's team that I'm able to inject myself with a needle and I don't pass out. It's amazing. They've made me so confident. They have penile augmentation if you're looking for that. If you want to look a certain way, be a little bit bigger maybe down there.
Homer?
No, don't put that on him right now.
What was that?
Go to ForwardHealthyLifestyles.com.
I'm just.
Homer joins us here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Kyle, our hall monitor. You turned into Jesse Nelson.
No, I want to apologize. I didn't know the law. According, you can't throw a.
It may not be detrimental to our earth, but it's just something we shouldn't do. You have garbage for
So you ran over
that asked to
1017 The Truth, our next door sister station, because Dr. Ken Harris,
former lieutenant for Milwaukee Police Department,
he said
he said it is illegal to throw an apple core out the window. It's considered
and
litter.
I guarantee that he's never written anybody up for throwing an apple core.
That's not the point.
Exactly, it's illegal. And so you,
I won't. You ever break the law?
Thank you. Homer.
You've never broken the law.
I try to avoid breaking the law. This is very, very simple to not break the law. I won't throw it out anymore. Just put it in a bag. I didn't know it was against.
Good
the
boy
law.
Brad is never throwing an apple core out anymore after hearing Lieutenant.
Not anymore. I'm not going to promote anarchy.
The what's called our earth, our city, our streets, our lawns, our grass.
When he does this, though, it's hard. It's hard, Homer.
Our city, our streets.
Give this man a political podium.
I might throw it out and think of you.
This land is not our trash bin. That's not.
You got to pick a better fight than an apple core.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, it's a heck of a hill to die on. It really is.
I mean,
it's not a hill. Brad, it's a little.
It's a knoll.
It's as tall as the ant colony.
I wanted to come on and tell you my greatest nickname ever. I just love. I'm never more proud.
What prompted this?
Craig Counsell. He's Benedict Arnold. It's just absolutely perfect. He is Benedict Arnold, exactly what Benedict Arnold was. Really famous U.S. general right there next to George and said, nah, I can do better in England. They got a little more money. They're going to take care of me better. And he quit. Moved over, switched to the other side. That is exactly what Craig Counsell did.
We should make signs and put mask on Benedict Arnold.
Yeah.
He is. That's what
Because
he
he
is.
looked at, Benedict Arnold had to assess all the different things. He'd come over, I'm assuming, and he just decided all the factors involved. I got to go back to England. And,
I like it.
I would have to admit, I'm really surprised that he did it because I just think it had to be, he's got really guts. It had to be hard. There were other options where he wanted to go to me, I believe, a team that had more money for players. He'd have better chance to win. He wants to win. Well, there were other options other than going to the arch rival that he grew up. He grew up with it as the arch rival. And the other part to me, they had to fire the head coach. They had to fire the manager. So he says he's doing all this to improve
set the market.
What a
for
bunch
the
of crap.
Mm-hmm.
If you're doing that, you don't know. I don't know how well he knew him. But the better he knew him makes it even worse.
They were both players in the league at the same time.
But you don't know yet.
But still, it just doesn't feel right. They had a similar track record in history.
You threw that out. You threw that the importance of the rivalry of the two. That you're making an opponent that you fought with all this time. All the other things you want to add up. He said, no. And that's exactly what Benedict Arnold did. Now, my hope is that
how did it end up for Benedict Arnold?
Yeah, he didn't.
Not good.
I would hope that it would end up the same for Counsell, but
he didn't die.
That takes a lot of guts.
I mean, Benedict Arnold got killed.
We're not. When Homer's saying that,
lost the war,
he's not saying that he hopes Counsell dies. In this comparison, he's saying he hopes he struggles.
Side of history.
I didn't know. I didn't know if he survived or not.
And that would be good if Counsell. But I don't know that. I'm not necessarily be mad at him in terms of. I'm just surprised that he did it, given the other options. He had other places to go to, so he could be.
But you also got to put into the fact that his kids are in college. He's in the Midwest.
Fine.
I'm trying to make sense of.
Well, no, but I mean, you got a long list of stuff.
It all worked out for him in his mind.
Yeah, I guess. But he's Benedict Arnold. That's what he is, and that's part of it. If I did it. And I think the
harder part about
he'll accept that as being part of the decision that he made.
I think the hardest part for me about him going to the Cubs is it's not like he's still attempting to do something that hasn't been done for the Cubs. The Cubs won their World Series in 2016.
No, this is all about him.
Then that's the thing, and that's what makes it hard. If it would be a lot easier to, it wouldn't still be easy to swallow. But when he says, "I want a new big challenge."
Right.
What big? They've already accomplished their big challenge as a franchise.
It's a personal.
So it is a whether you're okay with the selfishness or not, it is a selfish decision. It's for what he's doing, what's best for him and his family and his opinion. Now, Kyle's going to be like,
you sound like you defend him right now.
No, I'm just laying out what could possibly be his mindset.
I can defend him. I can defend it. No, I think it's a chance to be with, he could have gotten pretty close to the same money somewhere else. I think it's a chance to have all the talent, see if he can win it. I can defend it, but that doesn't change who he is.
And it doesn't make it right.
And there's only 18.
No. Yeah. I just look at it like, man, that takes guts to have people in your town. People hate you, and people will hate him, and he knows that, and he's willing to take that as part of all the deal. That's part of the deal.
There's only 18 players who won the World Series as a player and then won the World Series as a manager. I think he wants to become 19. Do you think that it's money plus? I just think the Cubs
it's all of it. It's money. It's a chance to win with more assets, more money.
No, he could have got I believe the Brewers could have offered him $10 million, and he wasn't coming. He wasn't staying. And they say, well, what if they had offered years ago? No, he wanted to be a free agent.
And that's the thing is, if they offer him $10 million, then he's thinking to himself, well, all right, well, what are we going to do from a payroll standpoint? How am I going to have the best team to win a championship?
He did not want to stay in Milwaukee.
Best thing that Jordan Love does was inspired by you, Homer, asking Rob Domofsky. It is a bad sign that we twiddle our thumbs and try and move the goalpost to figure out what that is for Jordan Love. Are these next 4 games more important than the first 8?
No, he's got 9 more games to hold. How anybody can say these 4
It's the best opponents they've faced all year outside of
Detroit. He's got 9 more. He's got all season. If he plays terrible in those 4 and great in the last 5, fine. We'll all look at it.
But if he plays great in the last 5 after playing bad against the best opponents, then you could be fooling yourself into bringing back a guy and building around him.
You've already decided. Move on. That's fine.
But Homer, you also feel a little uninspired.
Yes,
by his play. Honestly, if you know after the next 4 games, if he still looks like he has so far, you probably know he isn't the guy.
No, I won't know until the end of the year. I'll give him the whole year.
Why?
Because they gave him crap.
I agree with that.
Well, and that's the fact. You give somebody crap, you got to factor that in. But the degree to the crap they gave him is just so mean.
Do you expect any improvement from him?
Yeah, I do.
Year?
Yes,
you do.
Yeah. I think at the end of the year, everybody in this room will think better of Jordan Love than they do right now.
I hope so.
Well, when you're at a point where you're searching for
enough to change.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When you're searching for things that he does great, I mean, yeah,
he's made some good passes, but there's none of them that you remember because what you would remember is a long one.
Yeah, even the one to Watson, you're not walking away like, oh yeah, they connected. Homer of the Homer Hour. What we got, Rain Man today?
We do, yes.
Love Rain Man. That's next.
Northbound on 41, we've got a crash just past